If you go to slepkingdom.com, you can get our new merch. These are one of my favorite shirts. Look at this one. This one was shot by my girlfriend in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And this photo is it's you can feel the Slep Kingdom in this shirt.
This is an iconic image
Moment,
of you.
yeah.
Also, by the way, you guys, these are hand-dyed. So each sweater is special in its own way. There are going to be some variations to each one. We didn't go the lazy route. I feel like these are super special. They feel so nice. And don't miss out on what I think is our most iconic merch. Wow, Bobby, you just threw that on the floor. Don't miss out on what I think is our most iconic merch yet.
Can I put my feet?
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Do
whatever you want. Relax.
Thanks, man. I don't understand cushions.
You want to take your shoes off? Whatever.
Man, I might. What have I got on? Oh, I've got like
Those are great socks.
Simpsons donuts.
Oh,
Those are nice socks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What if you just kept on dressing?
We got to talk Sex in the City. I want to do that.
Yes.
All right, you want to do the countdown?
Yeah, let's do the count. Five, 3, 2, and a 1.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Is that your English accent?
I'm trying, man. Hello. Welcome to another episode. I can't
Oh,
fucking do
you
it.
can't.
It's all right. I'm gonna learn, man.
Yeah.
It's only customary you do a Korean accent now.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're gonna get cancelled.
So welcome to another episode of TigerBelly.
Yes.
I'm gonna introduce the people in the room. I'm very excited about today's show so much because I'm tired of comics. Fuck comics, right? We get the guys, the Mexican guy. What's the Mexican guy's name?
Akash Singh.
George Lopez. Oh yeah, Akash
Akash
Singh.
Singh.
But we got George in the room, white as ever. I love it.
Yeah.
Stiff as fuck. We got
Tetanus.
our own island Mexican.
Hola, ¿qué pasa?
yeah. And then we've got my beautiful girlfriend.
I too am an island Mexican.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it though. But but listen, I want to introduce our first guest today.
We have a second? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
Yeah,
Shadow.
I met him 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago.
I think so, right?
Long time ago, and we did some work together on Mad TV.
Yeah.
You were probably the biggest guy that's ever done the show.
Oh wow.
When we had you on, we were like, "Oh my god, can't believe we got him."
Oh,
and
that's cool.
We had a good time. We took some photographs. We had lunch together on set. It was great. And I remember you were doing your photograph stuff too back then.
Sure.
And but I always in my heart, like I've met Elijah before,
Right.
never met Billy. I've met Samwise Gamgee.
Sean has to.
Yeah, Sean. And but I honestly think you're the nicest Hobbit I've ever met.
Oh, that's
There it is.
And I was so excited that I'm sorry that it didn't work out a couple of months ago, but I was
It's all good.
I was super sick, but
Would you have COVID?
no.
Addictions.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're all clear.
not all
Yeah.
that.
You look
But
fantastic.
Yeah, I did all that. And but so
congratulations on
you
your
guys
run.
know him from the Lord of the Rings movies. You know him from I love Lost. I've seen every episode.
go.
Let's go Lost.
Charlie Pigs.
I just saw you in The Force Awakens.
Oh, right. No way. I was in the last Skywalker, I think. It gets confused.
Wait, which one were you in?
I was in the very last
Oh, you were in the
which I
last
think
one.
is
The
last
last
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
The other guy was
Yeah.
Jonathan Boyega.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. But anyway, Dominic Monaghan. Give him a round of applause.
Hey, just to go way back, did we meet at the Comedy Store or did we meet at Mad TV? Because I used to kind of loiter around the Comedy Store because I am a fan of comics, even though I know they're all dark bastards.
Yeah.
But I was a big fan of the Comedy Store. And I get the feeling you and I were like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Yeah, we did do that. Yeah, but I think we didn't really talk until,
Yeah. Mad
you know what I mean, Mad TV. But
You were a big deal on Mad TV, huh? I mean, you were the guy on Mad TV.
there was a couple years that I was, but what happened after Mad was so grim for me in terms of my career. Like I couldn't get anything going for like a decade, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was just on the road playing the Chuckle Fuck Factory and just terrible things. And then, like everything else, you just have to be patient, I guess. But I mean, how do you handle it well, like rejection and?
I think I'm quite good at rejection because we're used to it.
Yeah.
In terms of like girls and stuff. No, but seriously, I don't, because our whole job is about, you know, batting maybe 50% if you're great at your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably most people are batting, I don't know, 20%. So.
Well, they say that they 1 out of 896 auditions people land. That was like a statistic. When it comes to all actors in LA.
What is it?
You get 1 job out of 896 auditions.
So just stay in for the 885 and go out for the 895.
Once every 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, because I'm so used to rejection in terms of from a professional standpoint.
Yeah.
Of like, you know, and it's weird in the States if you compare it to England, because in the States, everyone loves you, everyone thinks you're fantastic, everyone thinks you're great, and you're like, okay, cool, so I got the job. No, you didn't get the job. Like, well, don't say I'm fantastic and you love me. In England, they're much more like, unfortunately, it didn't go your way, or they preferred someone else. Or,
right.
You know, and you're like, well, that's a heavy rejection, but at least it's like consistent and honest. In the States, it's like, oh, they think you're lovely, you're fantastic, they love you, they're going to see you again on Tuesday. You're like, oh, great. And then you come in and they go, oh, you were great. Okay, did I get it? No, you didn't get it.
Yeah. Or they use terminology like, you're in the mix.
Yeah.
Right. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Right.
How many people are in the mix? Is it a stew?
You're
You're
pinned.
still undecided on whether or not, let's put a pin in it, is a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, or we put a pin in it. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah. Is it like are you in holding pattern? Is that what's going on?
What does it mean, George?
I don't know.
Put a pin in it?
It's like,
You're at least safe. You're on the board.
so you know when there's a
really?
board and they have headshots,
Yeah.
it's like an old terminology. You're pinned with other headshots for like the lead role.
Right.
Trash can.
Or it's very often between you and one other person, right? And you're
Yeah,
like, who's this fictional one other person that keeps getting all these jobs?
I know my other person.
Yeah, you know.
For Ken Jeong was always the other person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you have a specific?
I've had a few.
Yeah.
Who are
I've
they?
had a few. There's a guy that you won't know, I don't think, because he was big in England and didn't come over to the States, had his own career in England, called John Sim. He and I went up for a lot of stuff for a while. But in the States, I went up for a lot of stuff against Ben Foster.
Oh, wow.
He got that,
Yeah.
didn't. And then Jamie Bell. Do you guys know Jamie
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Billy Elliot.
Yeah.
I didn't audition for Billy Elliot, but
Yeah.
which was weird because he was way younger than me, and Jamie and I became friendly because he used to come to Lord of the Rings premieres when he was a kid. He was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
And we were in our like mid-20s, and then as he matured into a man, he and I were auditioning for things, and very often he would get it and I wouldn't. I'd be like, I'm getting fucking beaten by Billy Elliot. Buy that guy Pepsi's premiere.
Yeah.
But in terms of like girls and stuff, I really have no qualms with being told no in a pleasant way because I'm so used to it with my job. Like,
Yeah.
I had a friend who was scared of rejection. You know, go talk to that girl. No, what if she says no? I'm like, well, if you're okay with the worst possible scenario, which is no, I'm not interested, then you're bulletproof. So I'd just be like, just prepare yourself for a no, and then everything else is great.
See, he's fucking healthy. Right? Because her and I, we process it in a completely different way. There's shame and there's guilt attached to it. It's really bad.
Wait, maybe you just we need to break up so you can get rejected by a whole lot of women again, and then maybe the no's will start to feel better.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Perfect plan. Let's do
Yeah. Let's not do that, right? Then I have to get on Tinder and I have to do a profile.
But
pic.
you're not gonna get on Tinder anymore. Tinder's out.
No, you could get on Raya. 'Cause
Raya.
Well, what if I get rejected by Raya? That's another
I get
rejection.
rejected all the time on Raya.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, even getting in, like,
Oh, we're getting in.
don't they have to?
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, George was on Raya.
I know. That's my point. Is it's like if I can't get into Raya and he got in, my fucking producer, I'd kill myself.
Wait, I have a question. If you're in Raya, is everything supposed to be confidential? Like, are you not? Like, what are the club rules?
Yeah, the club rules are, if you take 3 screen grabs of anything on Raya, they throw you out.
No.
And they'll warn you.
I like that.
So there's been times, I mean, certainly the first time it happened, I was like, oh, I want to remember this girl. She's gorgeous, whatever. And a little thing would come up saying, you cannot do this. If you do it 2 more times, we will eject you from the club. I'm like, all right.
Wow, you can't save the profile? Like, I like this one.
Well, you can like it, and if they like you back, then it gets saved. The thing to do is to just work out their Instagram handle, and then you go to Instagram, and then
Or you take your iPad, you use your iPad to take a picture of the phone.
Nice.
Oh, that's smart.
That's how I see people's Snapchats all the time.
Yeah.
Or like, my friend's like, I think he's about to send me a Snapchat of him ejaculating. I'm like, okay, well, let's watch it
Let me
together.
record it. I want to record that for later.
FaceTime me from a different phone, and we'll watch. We'll watch him.
Wow, so intricate. Yeah.
There's definitely ways of figuring it out.
But
But yeah,
Cloud figured it out.
I think I don't know. I feel like it's the same as real life in terms of there seems to be a lot more beautiful, attractive women on Raya than there is men, although I'm not in the group that's looking for men and women. I'm only looking for women.
Yeah.
But from what my other guy friends say, they're like, oh yeah, there seems to be a large group of women, and the women are only looking in a very small pool of men. But it's the same.
Yeah, because
Raya
they're filled with this piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's wearing straight jeans. It's fine.
I'm kidding. You're great. You're married. Why are you in Raya?
He was.
Oh, I see. Okay, my bad. Right. But can I call you Dom or?
Sure, Dom. Yeah, my mom calls me Dom and Nick when I'm in trouble, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'll call you Dominic then.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, go through some nicknames. What are some options?
Didi.
Oh.
Yeah. Dodo.
I sometimes get called Dominator.
Dominator.
I like
Because that
that.
can be a little...
Yeah. I'll just call you Dominic. Let's just start there, and then we'll just figure it. Let me
No, call
feel
me
it
Dom.
out.
Call me Dom.
All right, Dom. So let me ask you something. You're not married, and
No. I was engaged a few years ago,
yeah,
but
American.
we parted ways.
She American.
Yeah, American from Arizona.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I think maybe having spent from my late teens up until my late 30s being vibrantly single, we'll just leave that as a general placeholder.
Yeah, you were a fuck machine.
Finding myself in a kind of committed long-term relationship gave me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, which is a drag because I really want to have kids and I love kids and I would love my parents to be grandparents to my kids and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult for me to do the whole picket fence kids.
When does that heebie-jeebie feeling start to come about? Like after how many months or a year? Usually people have this like,
That's a big question.
set window where you're like, oh shit, it's 8 months. I'm starting to feel
Yeah.
kind of uncomfortable.
I don't know really. I'm not sure if that's an exact science with me. I'm fiercely independent based on the patterns of my childhood, based on what I've done in my life. A lot of friends who are into star signs and all that kind of stuff say, your star sign, I'm a Sagittarius. They're like, one of the major things about Sagittarius is they are independent. They're always moving. They don't like being pinned down. So I think in a relationship, once things get past the kind of exciting, fun, who are you, what do you look like without your clothes on, what's your favorite food, what's your favorite movie thing, once things start to get a little bit like, I need to know where you are, what you're doing, you have commitments, you have responsibilities, it just loses a lot
I get it.
of the veneer.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think someone is out there who is free in all the ways that I am and like, hey babe, I'm going to go to New York for 4 days. I'll see you when I get back. Like, great. I think you're amazing. But the whole like coming in, putting the key through the door and someone's like, hi, dinner's going to be on the table in 20 minutes.
yeah. Or I also don't like the checking. Like I used to have like parole officers as girlfriends. Like I texted you. You didn't check in with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm not a fucking criminal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, lady? You know what I mean?
Are you sure?
Yeah, but you don't do a check-in thing.
I don't. But
Yeah.
I have my.
That's why this works.
My expectations are very clear. Like I just need. Tell me you're alive.
Yeah.
You know.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that face.
This is real.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's real.
Well, you guys have made it work. So what's the secret? What's the secret with you guys?
Occasional hookers.
In rehab.
How do you call it?
Babble.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Bien. We learned that from Babbel. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language. Whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with family, or just have some free time, Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you can actually use in the real world. And it's really easy, guys. You know that I'm dumb, and I've tried Babbel. It's really easy.
Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. I chose Spanish because it turns out I'm only 60% fluent, and I needed that extra 40%. And because I'm not speaking Spanish every day, I actually lost a lot of it. So I'm currently mastering my Spanish skills. And what are you learning, sweetie?
I'm learning German.
Right now, when you purchase the 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use the promo code BELLY. That's BABBEL.com, code BELLY. Babbel, language for life.
Roman!
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I'm 50 years old, and I am proud to admit I have erectile dysfunction. I'm not ashamed anymore because when the moment for intimacy arrives, you need to be ready, Roman ready. Whether you've been in a relationship for years or just getting started, having the confidence that comes from preparation means you're free to enjoy the moment when the moment comes. Even though you are far from ordinary, the truth is that ED is really common. I have it. In fact, 52% of guys aged 40 to 70 experience some form of erectile dysfunction.
Go to getroman.com/belly now to speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $50 off your first month of treatment.
The benefits of ED treatment can help you reconnect with your partner and rediscover the joy of sex. Roman Ready is confidence personified. Thank you. It is the self-assurance that comes from knowing you've prepared yourself for the moment when intimacy arrives.
Go to getroman.com/belly today. And if you're prescribed, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this fall. Roman Ready.
But what if you met a girl that you really liked her, right? And you went on a couple dates. I really like this girl, right? And then you went to her place, and she had a gigantic Gandalf, frame poster, and like orbs, and like, you know what I mean, like Hobbit feet, and she was like so obsessed with. Wait,
you're describing your own
yourself. That's his fantasy he's describing right now.
That's what upstairs looks like.
Yeah. But with that. No, because I've met girls where, like even white girls or whatever, but then you go to their house and they have nunchucks. And like
photos.
Yeah, like everything's like bamboo, and like they have a fetish or whatever.
Yeah.
So if they had a Hobbit fetish, would that be weird?
I mean, Hobbit fetish might be a bit weird. There's no question that I've hung around with people who are big on the movies.
Yeah.
It was a piece of pop culture. It was like a phenomenon, that thing.
Oh my God.
It's hit a lot of people. I think most people who have seen those movies would say, I like them. And then you have people who've seen those movies and that is their all-time favorite thing ever. I've definitely hung out with people like that.
Yeah. It is one of, honestly, I think Lord of the Rings is one of, like, I've had when David Cho was on, we reference it all the time.
Right.
And Stephen Young was there too, right?
Yeah.
And we just I reference it all the time. There are just moments in the trilogy that just stay with me.
It's his Bible.
It's my Bible. Like
It's an extraordinary book.
No,
but genuinely. Have you read the book?
No.
The books. I mean, look, the movie did a great job with the books. But if you love the movie, I'm telling you, if you think the movies are like a 9 out of 10, the books are some of the most extraordinary pieces of fiction. It's consistently voted as the greatest book of all time.
Wow.
It's an amazing piece of work. I've never been more intoxicated by a world than Middle-earth. I've read books that I prefer more. American Psycho is probably my favorite book.
Oh, wow.
And that experience of reading American Psycho was more enjoyable for me. But in terms of like finding yourself lost in a fantasy realm, holy shit, Lord of the Rings is insane.
Yeah, he developed those characters in World War II, I think, right?
Yeah.
And he's on the battlefield, right? And then he just, because obviously you're fighting different people and this and that. And I guess That's what I would do. I would just, because it would be so traumatic being in a fucking war that I would just fantasize probably. You know what I mean? And just live and try to get out of myself.
And those 4 hobbits represent the privates in the army.
Wow.
So the 4 hobbits are the soldiers that go in wide-eyed. Great, let's go to war. I want to help my friends.
Yeah.
And then they come out absolutely destroyed by it all, you know. Tolkien's incredible. Tolkien was the head of English at Oxford University, which is arguably, you know, one of the most kind of notorious universities on the planet, and was also the head of language at Oxford University. He created 4 or 5 full languages that you can speak from Lord of the Rings. You can speak Hobbitish, you can speak Dwarvish, you can speak Elvish, you can speak High Elvish. So when you go to these fucking conventions, some people will come over to you and talk to you in High Elvish, assuming that I know High Elvish. Like,
wow.
In Gwenenlake, and wow. What do you want me to sign? I'm confused. You know?
Like when Aragorn sings, is that real things he's singing?
Yeah, that's Elvish. He's singing Elvish.
Wow. Yeah, it's a little weird hearing him sing.
Mm-hmm. It's a little feminine.
You know, whatever, and you're like, whoa, dude, that's weird.
Yeah, it's
a little feminine. You don't sing. Do you sing in it? I know the Pippin does.
I don't sing.
Yeah.
Pippin does. No.
Yeah.
I'm really good at impersonating good singers, but I don't have a voice of my own.
Yeah.
So Billy has a voice. If you say to Billy, whatever, sing Are You Lonesome Tonight by Elvis, he won't sing it like Elvis. He'll sing it like himself, and it'll be beautiful.
Wow.
I can only sing it like Elvis, but I can impersonate Elvis really well, and I can impersonate Van Morrison really well, and John Lennon and Bob Dylan. Like, I'm really good at impersonating people.
Yeah.
But like, my brother's a singer, and my brother would always be like, yeah, but where's your voice? How does your voice sound? I'm like, I don't know what my voice sounds like. I just impersonate people.
But your voice is so gritty, right?
Right.
So that can be your voice, right?
Yeah, but I think if I sang it, it'd be more like Tom Waits or something.
Yeah.
That's why when I do an American accent in my voice, it sounds like I'm a 75-year-old man. I would actually talk like this. That's not how someone who looks like me speaks.
You go deeper.
He sounds more American than I do.
100%.
Yeah, and I've been here for a long time.
Your whole life.
I've talked to other people that are involved in that movie too, and especially Hobbits. And you guys didn't get paid that well.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. But
people would be astounded how little we got paid. Like outside of the industry, I think people would be like, "Oh, you still got paid a lot." In the industry, people are like, "Wait, you're in arguably one of the greatest trilogies of movies all time, and you couldn't retire off it?" No, we couldn't get anywhere near to retiring.
That's insane.
Meanwhile, like all the Twilight actors and the Harry Potter actors and anyone in James Bond and anyone in Star Wars, like they're all like, "Oh, this is."
Yes, but don't you get you don't get even residual? You
don't get residuals.
What?
Yeah. Don't get residuals.
You don't get any residual.
No, after years of the Lord of the Rings only being beaten by Star Wars in terms of the products that we sold from the movies. So Star Wars is the all-time king in terms of, you know, lunch boxes and duvet sets and, you know, on cereal boxes and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is second. So in all of our contracts, it said if we sell something that includes your likeness, then you will get a certain amount of money. And at one point, Vigo spoke to New Line and said, "Hey, it's been like 4 or 5 years, and none of the actors from Lord of the Rings has received any residuals from these hundreds of millions of dollars of money that you've been making from the trilogy." And New Line said to Vigo, "We don't write a check for anything less than $50. And Vigo's like, "Wait, you're saying that we've made less than $50?
Yeah.
The actors?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Oh,
how could that even be fucking possible?
Yeah. We had to get like lawyers to go in there.
Wow.
What do you call it? Auditing, right?
Yeah, auditing.
We had to audit New Line, which is all very sexy. I remember like talking to my friends, like, "What are you up to?" Like, "Well, we're just auditing New Line right now."
Yeah. Yeah. But did you end up getting some? Or
we got some.
Okay,
but even so, you know, New Line went bankrupt based on the movies, based on Lord of the Rings movies. Lord of the Rings made over $2 billion for New Line, and they went bankrupt. So something's.
Yeah. Is that Billy?
Something is afoot.
Billy.
Is that how you're going to do it? You're going to do it on the phone like that?
How do you do it? This is the only way you can do it?
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties.
But you can't put it up on that TV, no.
Yeah.
Because he won't be able to hear you, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So, Bill, don't look so scared, Billy. First of all, I want to introduce can you hear me?
Yes. I'm going to go pee.
Go pee.
Oh, yeah,
where do I pee?
Yeah, no, it's good. Time to pee.
Put it up to the
Yeah, I gotta put you up to the mic, okay? I'm so sorry that this is the way we're doing it.
Why are we doing it like this? This seems weird.
I know. It seems weird, but the thing is that I have incompetent people working for me.
Is it 1982?
No, it's not 1982. No, but I'm gonna fire somebody.
Well, could you?
Yeah.
Don't fire me.
No, but Billy, I honestly I've never met you in the flesh.
Bobby.
Yes?
Say something nice. Say something nice to me.
I've never met you in the flesh, but I've always wanted to meet you, and I was so bummed when I heard you were in fucking Hawaii.
Why didn't we all just come to Hawaii, get some surfboards, we'll get some computers that work. I mean, why am I on somebody's phone getting held up to a mic? This can't be the cutting edge
We'll
of
have you back.
technology, is it?
Yeah, but Billy, we're gonna definitely have you back by yourself because I have so many questions to ask you, and I also want to touch your flesh. I didn't mean that in a, I didn't mean that in a sexual way.
No, I said say something nice, and you just said the nicest thing ever. I love it.
Yeah, I also want to say that Pippin was my favorite character in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Isn't he the best?
He is the best. He is the best. I'll tell you why he's the best because he can sing.
Yep.
Right? You did knock over that thing into the well to let the orcs know that you were there. So I don't know why you did that in the movies, but aside from that, yeah.
I'll tell you why I did it. Because I knew the Fellowship wasn't powerful enough. I knew Gandalf had to die to come back as a white wizard. It was all thought out. It was all thought out in the pub. It was all thought out in the Prancing Pony.
Yeah. But I want to say this. I kind of like you. I like you a lot, and we're gonna have you back. And also, I want to say, because Dominic's back.
I'm back now.
I'm kind of but what I also want to say is that what's so funny?
You're whispering.
Yeah, but what I also want to say is that you're kind of sexier than Dominic. Did you know that?
I'm back now.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm on camera. I can totally hear.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace.
But just to me, because I like Irish people.
Scottish.
Yeah, I like the accent, right?
Scottish.
Yeah.
Scottish.
Is he Scottish?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, you fucked yourself though.
wow. That was like saying like yeah.
I love Sir William Wallace.
There you go. Saved it.
Yeah. But so you're from Scotland?
God, did you do your homework here, Bobby?
No, he's drunk.
Up this.
No, Billy. I the thing is, I literally thought you. I don't want to argue with you, but but shut the Billy. Literally, I literally thought you were gonna be in here, right? So I don't like doing research on people because
you're quite right.
Yeah, because I just want to discover and uncover, and now I learned. You're from Scotland.
I just want to apologise that I'm not there because I was really looking forward to it.
He was. He's
It's
very
going to be a
excited.
lot of fun. So I'm sorry this is the best we could do.
It's okay, but will I be able to do your guys' one day or what?
Yeah, we want you
Oh.
to.
Yeah,
we
very
want you to.
soon. Would you do that?
100 fucking %, man. You know what I
Do
mean?
it, man. I
Billy's
can't wait to
in
meet
Hawaii
you. I
being
really
all
can.
famous and sexy.
Yeah. What island are you on, Billy?
Oahu.
Oh, is that the one we go to? Yeah.
That's where you shoot your show.
Are you with the family right now?
No, it's just me.
Furious wanking tonight.
No, Billy. Dominic wants to know: are you gonna wank it tonight?
Absolutely not. I would never do such a thing.
Yeah, but if you did wank it, would you watch things, or do you do it through your mind and your memories?
Your mind.
Honestly, I've never done that. I would never do that, Bobby.
Oh, he's a Christian.
Yeah, he doesn't believe it. I
It's
think it's called
like
onanism,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. You know who he looks like? Billy, you look like my agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
my
would
man.
Give a
love
handsome
to be
agent.
your agent.
What?
I would love to be your agent.
No, I
could
fucking
sell
have
you
one
all
already,
the
Billy.
time,
I'm just saying you look like him.
But I would like to be him.
Okay.
I would like to be your agent.
Okay, maybe I'll fire CAA.
Yeah, fire all of
Maybe I'll fire CAA and I'll go with Billy Boy.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, Bobby. You'd
Yeah.
be my only client. I would work 100% all the time,
Good pitch.
24/7, just for you.
Wow.
Good pitch.
That's a great pitch. Well, I will.
Anything you want. Would you want to be a Marvel superhero?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be Wolverine. Can you make that happen?
Yes.
Do it.
I'm the next Wolverine, guys. Yeah. All right, Billy. Have fun on your vacation. But I'm gonna see you when I do your podcast, And I'm sorry, we would talk longer if we weren't doing it this way. But I'm going to fire some people. But I fucking love you so much, and I really want to meet you.
I love you, man. I can't wait till we meet. Have fun with Dom.
Okay, well, love you, bud.
Bye. Consistently.
So nice. And you can tell he's so funny.
He's great, Billy. Consistently talked about between my circle of friends as the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah,
that's what most of my friends. How's the nicest guy on the planet? And everyone knows that we're talking about Billy.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Cool.
What a nice guy. I'm just like, because Elijah's nice.
Yeah, they're all nice.
Yeah.
They are. They're all nice.
Yeah.
I honestly do think that, like, if you're moving around in those very fortunate circles of being in the conversation to be in some of these movies, you can't be a jackass, man.
Yeah.
You just can't. Especially big ensemble pieces where you're together for a year and a half, a couple of years. Pete Jackson just wouldn't have dealt with it. He'd be like, well, there's one person who's fucking everyone else off. We're gonna have him fall down a well.
Yeah.
I mean,
also that movie. I mean, I remember even before that movie came out, Vanity Fair did like a photo shoot with you guys, and I was like, I was in LA. I was new, younger, obviously, and but when I saw that, I just got so fucked because I used to watch that shitty cartoon.
Right, the Bakshi thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now let me ask you this too, because I need to get into it because we're both Lost fans. You were in two things that were cultural phenomenons, I think.
Yeah, back to back as well.
Yeah, Lost was a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
Did you feel grateful at the time? I mean, did you know what was going on?
That's a great question. I think with hindsight, you always assume that the person that you look back on doesn't really know what's going on, and now you're the wise person looking back on them. I think I kind of handled it all right, but it was intense. So the four Hobbits went to the Oscar ceremony for Return of the King when Lord of the Rings won everything. So I think we were nominated for 14 and we won 14.
Wow.
Spielberg came out on stage and said it's a clean sweep, and we went up on stage. And I remember we were all like kind of huddled around Steven Spielberg before Pete came on to make a speech, and Spielberg turned to the four Hobbits and said, I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you guys because my grandchildren will be really excited. And I remember just thinking, this is crazy.
Wow.
This is Steven Spielberg, who I grew up watching, who's saying, I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you guys. So, and on that day, the morning of that day, I had went and got my nails did. Yeah. In like a really, what I thought at the time was like a kind of cool, funky way, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like I called it a reverse French polish. So you know how a French polish is like white tips? So this was black beds. All my nail beds were like black nail polish.
Wow.
And I texted JJ, who I'd become friendly with because he and I were kind of like flirting around with the idea of trying to do something together. And I texted JJ a picture of my hand. And I was like, hey, check it out. What do you think of my nails? And JJ said, keep that because I think we might use it for something. I was like, okay. And then I found out that the Lost thing was happening. And what he was talking about was that Charlie would have these kind of rockery nails, you know. So
because you were shooting heroin in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Who shoots heroin in the airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but that made you survive.
Yeah, I think it gave him a little glimmers of false hope.
Yeah.
And I chatted with a lot of people who had been in and out of heroin addiction, and the kind of consistent through line with all of them was, when it takes hold of you, you'll do anything. You'll lie to your mum, you'll steal out of a purse, you'll punch your dad in the face. The heroin is kind of running the show.
Yeah.
So I tried to bring that at times into Lost, where even though he loved Claire and even though he loved the baby and even though he wanted to escape the island, when he's got his little fix, he don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
You know.
You were great in that. But let me ask you, did you guys as actors know, because Gilbert, you saw all of them?
All of them.
Yeah, even the time travel episode? Year?
Yes.
That was a little weird. The time.
I liked it.
In the 70s, it was cool.
I liked it.
Yeah, I guess it was cool. Yeah. But did you know year to year the direction it was going to, or were you as blinded as us as a...
Yeah, no, they didn't know. I mean, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Because we're just actors for hire. But I don't think... I think it was kind of I mean, look, Damon Lindelof, who ran that show outside of JJ launching it, did really well on that show, was paid handsomely, got a career out of that show. I mean, was already working, but kind of made a name for himself. But I think it was a little unfair because I think if you were to ask Damon, he would probably say, I had a great arc that finished at the end of season 3. But unfortunately, because Lost became this monster, ABC were like, we want it to run for 10 seasons.
Wow.
JJ was like, Damon was like, I don't think I can do 10, but I could do 6. So you're kind of laffy-taffying the whole thing out. And of course, that process dilutes it all. So he probably wanted to be like, look, I want Sawyer to do this, and this, and then he's done.
Wow.
But ABC were like, well, actually, can you do this, blah, 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 and then be done?
Yeah.
It kind of compromises your art,
And that's why you get a smoke monster.
Right.
Yeah.
A polar bear that never
gets explained.
Yeah.
And a four-toed statue that never gets explained. And, I mean, I loved it. I loved being in Hawaii. A lot of the cast struggled with the smallness of the island and the fact that there's only 4 restaurants and the paparazzi are everywhere type thing. I loved it. I went surfing. I became friends with pro surfers. I kept chameleons, swimming in the ocean, exploring the jungle.
Stop.
Yeah.
Chameleons?
Let's go back to the chameleon.
Oh, yeah,
part.
I love
What's the chameleon part?
chameleons.
What's that part?
Oh, I love chameleon. I love all animals. I love.
Wait, is chameleon a lizard?
Yeah, it's a lizard.
I don't know
the
much
lizard
about
with
chameleon.
the elastic tongue.
Right. They can swap flies from a mile away, whatever, right?
This iconic tongue.
They change colors.
They change color.
Right, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, they're the Michael Jackson of
Yeah, they're the
lizards.
Michael Jackson
Of
of
lizards.
of lizards. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an amazingly sensitive.
And they like to bite little kids in the.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Michael Jackson or the comedian? It's an amazingly sensitive animal. You describe it as, you've obviously got beginner level reptiles that people can keep.
Yeah.
And you got kind of intermediate, then you got difficult. I would describe chameleons as difficult to keep because they need a high level of humidity. They need a varied diet. They need sun and then shade throughout the day. So they're very sensitive. In Hawaii, on the island of Oahu and the other Hawaiian islands, they live. They're actually from Madagascar, but they got brought over at one point. So Hawaii, 100% humidity, sun, tons of rain, tons of animals. They love it there. So I kept my chameleons outside.
Wow.
Super healthy.
How many?
I had like 4 or 5 over the...
Can I ask you a question about chameleons?
Please.
Do they recognize you?
Oh, good
I
point.
mean...
Is there a relationship? Because, you sent me the video of the cow. The guy has a cow, and obviously you can tell that there's a connection, emotional connection.
Yeah.
The cows recognize their owners. There's licking involved and cuddling and stuff like that. Do fucking chameleons do that or no?
Well, there's much less licking, if that's specifically what you're asking. Look, there you go.
Wow.
That's a Jackson's chameleon. Oh, it's a 4-horned chameleon. Looks like a Jackson to me.
He's got these 4 horns.
Oh, yeah, it is a 4-horned.
Wow.
I went to Cameroon to find the world's largest beetle.
What?
Wow.
Who are you?
Giant
Yeah,
white
who the
Goliath
fuck?
beetle.
No, this guy's fascinating,
Yeah.
dude.
Wow.
I saw his photographs back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember, do you still do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great photographer, this guy.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, but
Are you
So-
super into wildlife?
I love animals. Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, if we want to get like really kind of deep and sexy about it, it probably is my spiritual practice. I think that is my thing. Is like, if I'm struggling, if I'm looking for inspiration, if I'm looking to build a character in my work. But basically, a lot of the answers that I'm looking for in my life, I can find in the natural world. So I have a garden. I keep a lot of animals at home, and I find them inspirational, and they kind of give me energy. But in terms of the chameleon thing, yeah, I would say that my chameleons, and some chameleons were better at it than others, responded to me in a way that was clearly they knew who I was.
Yeah.
They tend to change color based on their mood as opposed to their environment. For the longest time, people thought, oh, if you put a chameleon on a blue piece of paper, they'll turn blue, and if you put them on a yellow piece of paper, they'll turn yellow. It's not really true. It's more that based on their mood. If they're pissed off, they go black. If they're super happy, they go kind of pistachio green.
Like a mood ring.
Yeah, it is like a mood ring. And so I've had chameleons who, if I pick them up, some of them would be super stoked for me to always pick them up, and they'd go all floppy and go all green. And then other ones weren't as into me picking them up. So I think they recognized that they were having a human reaction, but other times they would be more inclined to get squirrely or bite someone that they were on as opposed to me. So I think they could tell the difference. It's just an energetic kind of connection. Right.
Well, they say every rehab I've been to many. many. But they say nature is such a key component to spirituality and being grounded and being present. So it's like I've been trying to do a lot of that. Like I try to stop by a tree and just look at.
Yeah, there's no better architecture. You cannot beat the architecture of nature. Like it is just so like the symmetry of nature. Like even if you look at something like a cuttlefish, right? It's able to sort of morph into anything it wants.
They cuddle?
Cuttle. With
So my bad. I don't know. Okay, so my bad.
Yeah, that's
what if they were just sensitive and
I'm guessing like the character Mystique was probably inspired by something like a cuttlefish.
I think it was.
Yeah, the shapeshifter, right?
Oh, so cuttlefish, they shift as well?
Yeah, like if it feels like a predator is coming on and there's a rock next to it that it can morph into or look like, it's going to choose to look like a rock.
Squids do that. No?
Octopus do a lot of
cephalopods.
And then when they get really sick, they shit, right? That black stuff? Is that shit?
It's ink.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Is it not shit?
Diarrhea?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's ink. And the ink is really interesting because the ink in the water is almost like a cloak of invisibility. So it takes all the smell out of the water and just overwhelms it with the smell of this ink. So a lot of times an animal will be coming after an octopus or a squid and they'll be on the scent. And the octopus will just send out this thing, and then suddenly they disappear. They can't see him anymore.
Did you see, what was that Netflix show that we saw that we cried?
Oh, My Octopus Teacher.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Dude, that made me cry so hard.
And
so,
go on. No, I was going to say, like, that's the thing a lot of times that I find that we're disconnected from. We all have relationships with dogs and cats and horses and rabbits and stuff like that, and that's great, and that's an easy animal to get to know and a fun relationship to have. But the other animals out there, they're all still someone's son or daughter. They're all still looking for food. They're all still looking to procreate, stay alive, stay safe type of thing. So you can connect with them. It's just a slightly more long, kind of roundabout connection. A dog always wants to come over and say hello to you. A dog always wants to like get treats and stuff because they're evolved to have a relationship with a human. So,
but that's what I mean. We spent hundreds and hundreds of years acclimating with them, right? If we just did that with other animals, do you think that maybe
I
mean, eventually,
yeah.
You know, eventually it'll take a lot longer, and some of these animals always want to stay wild. But my argument would be, which I found when I was doing my nature show, which is what that clip was from, is if you. This was my kind of method when I was in the field, was I would approach an animal that I want to work with and I would try and find a way for me to get my hands on it without it losing its shit. And then as soon as I get my hands on it, all I'm doing is trying to communicate to the animal without speaking, it's okay, I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm not trying to hurt you. And you would see in the show, my cameraman Frank was sometimes a little bit scared around snakes and crocodiles and spiders and stuff like that, and I will say to my cameraman, "You good now?" Because I can feel this exchange come back from the animal where they just relax. Okay, I'm good. Like, wow. I tried to escape, I tried to bite, I tried to sting, none of it worked. He's still hanging on to me. I guess I'll just relax. And as soon as you relax, then you've got this little communication going on. I'm not going to hurt you, you're not going to hurt me type thing.
I have a question. Are there any of all the animals you've ever interacted with, is there one in particular that just sort of gives you the, I cannot be around them for long? Like, for instance, for me, like I can be around spiders. I'll handle all kinds of spiders. I have a really massive fear of cockroaches because they used to fly into my hair when I was a kid, and I used to have to crunch them.
That's not fair though, because the Philippines have fucking
the aerial ones. We had not the big German cockroaches you have here. And I used to eat the meat on my shin when I was sleeping as a kid. So cockroaches, they're just out for me.
I understand. We can associate some of those negative connotations with an animal, and it can have a real effect on you. Not really, just because. No. Like, because
not really.
Not really.
The experience of being with that animal is always worth having the experience and getting through whatever level of anxiety that I have. I can't think of an animal that I'm anxious to be around, but of course, being around a large tiger or a large shark or even a big whale in the ocean is extremely intimidating to be around because they're so big. So the tiny amount of anxiety that I might have around being with those animals is far overweighed by the experience that I have in the moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Humans are probably the ones that bum me out the most. I mean,
Yeah.
If we want to get real about it.
Yeah. Other Asian actors really bum me out. They really
Name 'em,
do.
name
It's like Jimmy Yo Yang fucking bothers me, man.
There's like a very
talented.
there's like a very honest interaction, at least for me, with animals, because we've been able to prove that animals like chimpanzees and gorillas and, you know, the great apes, of which we are one of, are able to lie. They're able to, you know, kind of say something, but it's not true. Most other animals don't lie. So if you're hanging out with a lion and it does not like you, it will tell you it doesn't like you.
Yeah,
and you
by
will be
eating you.
yeah, you will be expected to respond
Yeah.
to that interaction. But the thing that really bums me out with humans is we very consistently say that everything's fine, things are okay, you're fine, when things are not okay and you're not fine and they don't like you. So I prefer, for the most part, the interactions with the natural world, because it's very honest, it's very easy to understand.
Yeah.
A snake will be like, I don't like you there. You take a step back and the snake goes, oh, actually, I'm okay with you there. It just seems very transparent.
Why can't humans get to a point where we're very clear about how we feel? We can set boundaries and just go and just be honest. But we, you know, I don't say things to certain people because I don't want to piss them off or whatever, if I have a resentment. But I would love to get to a place in the human world where things are just more clear about how people feel and this and that. Do you think we'll get that?
Well, it's interesting that we tend to, as an animal, we tend to get to those places when we've been exposed to hallucinogens and psychedelic plant medicines, right?
Have you done those?
Yeah. But if you're around a group of 10 people and you're all coming down after an amazing mushroom experience, you'll find that most people are incredibly genuine, honest, transparent for the remainder of that evening, and then they'll wake up the next day and start talking shite again.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? That's interesting.
That is interesting, yeah. Do you not eat meat then?
No, I eat meat.
Oh.
Not as often as I used to, but I eat meat.
Yeah.
I'll eat, fish if I feel like it. I've never been that really into red meat. I don't really eat pigs. It's not really my thing. But sure, I'll eat sushi and fish if I feel like it.
Yeah, we're curbing. I feel like are you curbing?
Oh,
you told me the other day you're not.
I was a vegetarian for years. What are you talking
but
about? I've always curbed.
Yeah, but if I eat a hamburger and I don't finish it, you'll finish it.
That's more out of guilt. Because I hate
That's
the
the
idea
Filipino
of you
guilt.
throwing away meat.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, fuck. So
Because it doesn't, I justify it because it doesn't look like a cow.
yeah.
If they just had like the eyeball or something,
Yeah.
maybe, you know what I mean? Something that's
No, but that's, in
Some countries they do that.
I say this all the
yeah.
time. Like, when I first came here from the Philippines, in the Philippines, they serve the whole pig with the face, with the nails, everything. You see the whole pig.
You eat the nails?
And then they call, I remember going to a Filipino party here, and they had American guests, but the whole pig was on the table.
Right.
And people were just up in arms about it. Put a towel over its face. I'm like, that's hip. Where's
It's totally
that's hip?
hypocritical. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, if
hypocritical.
you're going to eat that animal, look it straight in its dead eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I think so. I mean,
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think this. If we could live in a place, or if I could live in a place of like, I would like to eat fish tonight. I'm going to go down to the river, catch a fish,
yeah.
fillet it, cook it. I think there's some level of honor in that.
Right,
as
so I
opposed to going to the
spearfish.
You spearfish.
Nice.
But every time that I get a fish, I genuinely feel like my heart aches a little bit.
Sure.
And I always tell him he thinks it's barbaric. He doesn't like it. But I'm like, well, you go eat sushi.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's okay.
Yeah, those two are both the same things. One's just been scrubbed up and clean. They're both barbaric, you could argue.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I know.
But I'm gutting that fish. I'm scaling that fish. I'm using my own breath. I'm doing everything.
I don't know, but I don't know how to. Sorry.
No, please.
Sorry.
Defend yourself.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking do that.
You could learn. You're a great swimmer.
I'll float.
No, you won't.
I can float.
You
I
wait.
can't go under.
No, you can wear weight belt.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Just to get sushi?
Can I just teach you?
Then I get one brand of sushi. I like to get a variety.
Can I promise you that it'll be the best?
Where's the hamachi? There's no hamachi in.
You can get hamachi.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the best. You can get.
I go to Nobu. I get all of them.
You can get yellowtail.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can get bluefin. You can get all of it.
Yeah. I think I would be more mindful. Like, I think we should get into a society. If you want to eat a cow, kill it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I don't know how. Like, what do I show up with a Swiss Army knife?
Right, I wouldn't want you to just go in there and
stab it 1,000 times. I don't know what to
Cows
do.
would be, I imagine cows would be difficult to kill,
Alive,
right?
yeah.
It's a very strong animal. It doesn't know how strong it is or how dangerous it can be.
Yeah.
But I mean, cows kill humans, throughout every year. A certain amount of humans are killed by a trampling cow.
Yeah. And they can live up to 20 years, but most of them die at 5 because that's when we slaughter them. And then the lives that they live when they're born till 5 are just terrible. That's like Auschwitz.
Oh yeah, it's miserable.
It's fucking miserable.
The veal industry in some countries, they treat those animals. Where, they're immediately torn away from their mom and never see daylight, so that their skin stays kind of gooey and yummy and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you don't throw burgers away, okay?
I know. Well, I shouldn't eat them because I think it's hypocritical, number one. Number two, I hate the dog meat industry. Like, when I see fucking Yulin dog eating festival photos, I get into a rage. Like, I want to kill Chinese people. Because of COVID, too. But my point...
Sweetie?
Yeah?
Do you identify as crypto curious?
I am. Because I hear about crypto all the time, and I'm very curious about it.
Well, if you've thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency but felt a little overwhelmed, Coinbase makes learning to buy and sell really simple.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. And I know that you have a Coinbase.
I do.
I'm going to download it
years.
myself. Cryptocurrency might feel like a secret or exclusive club, but Coinbase believes that everyone, even the little people, everywhere, should be able to get in the door. Whether you've been trading for years or just getting started, Coinbase can help.
Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend crypto. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market and make them accessible to everyone.
They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and a mobile app so you can trade securely and monitor your crypto all in one place.
Millions of people in over 100 countries trust Coinbase with their digital assets.
For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/belly. Sign up at coinbase.com/belly for $10 in free Bitcoin. This offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today. That's coinbase.com/belly.
What's that? What is
that
that?
Country.
We're really late for this autograph signing.
I'd never seen this before.
No help. Why not? Disneyland.
Do you guys remember this?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Really?
Relax, mate, precious.
That's like you now. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
Turn it off!
This thing.
I hate it. I can't look at myself.
Not wearing a costume. This is what I wear.
Wow, I remember
Very
that.
comfortable being naked, right, Bob?
Yeah, well, I've curbed that because of
I know.
of this our society.
Wait, someone had a really great theory as to why you like being naked a lot. Can I read it to you?
I already know why I do it. I have a big dick.
So many people sent this.
What do you think?
Someone said that, okay, I have a theory about why Bobby likes to be naked.
Yeah.
Bobby talks about his father often being naked when he would beat him. I think the trauma of being beaten by a naked authority figure may have caused him to associate nudity with power and control. In situations he wants to control, he will take on that role himself and assert dominance through aggressive nudity.
There must be a level of empowerment and freedom around the fact that you're the only person naked in a group of people who are very nervous. That someone naked is nearby. Do you know what I mean? I can see how
my
that's
theory is this.
Okay.
My theory
But
is
wasn't that a sound theory?
that's really
Yeah, I like that
interesting.
too.
Yeah, I like it too.
Shout out Manila Rice. That's his
But
name.
even as a kid, I would look in the mirror naked, not in front of my parents, or just in the bathroom, like a normal person. And I had such shame of my dick size, shame. I had shame also about being Korean because I grew up in an all-white neighborhood. There was a handful of Asians in the city that town I grew up in. So I think, and also I started gaining weight and kind of like I shaped like,
Like a cutie pie?
no, just like, boba. You know what I mean?
I love boba.
But then I started, I had so much shame about my dick size and how I looked before cancel culture and stuff like that. My Toki would slip out every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Toki, is that what you call your dick?
Toki the Dum Dum.
Toki the Dum Dum.
Okay.
What do you call yours, Dominic?
I didn't
You haven't named
my
him?
dick.
Yeah. Yours is knighted though, so sir, whatever you want to come up with. But my point is I think England. Yeah. Like you live here, right?
I do. I've been here for 15
business,
years.
Because of the business and stuff.
Yeah.
But
and the weather.
Yeah, the weather.
Women.
The women. Yeah.
No, I mean seriously, there's beautiful women in Manchester, but a beautiful woman in Manchester is probably like a 5.5.
Yeah. Are you a City or United fan?
Mm-hmm. I'm a Manchester United fan. We're having a tough time.
Yeah, you honestly, Sir Alex Ferguson was obviously, I think, the greatest manager of all time.
Yeah, you can make a strong argument.
I think, and I think that team. I mean, there was a couple of generations of teams that you had under his.
Yeah.
Like you had the original Giggs, Nicky Butt.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, back on the whole
Skulls,
Skulls, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had
And then he kind of brought in the Ronaldo, the Tevez,
right, the Nanis,
the
Valencias.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate Manchester United.
Right. Who's your team?
Arsenal.
Oh God, you're having a tough time.
We're fourth right now.
Fourth. Yeah, not as bad as us.
Yeah, you guys are fifth.
Give me that pillow, George.
Wait, yeah. Give me the fucking pillow, man.
So you grew up liking football?
No.
When did it happen?
Thank you.
FIFA?
Oh, FIFA, right.
Yeah, because Ben Winston. I don't know if you know Ben Winston. He's a producer. He produces James Corden's. What's it called? But he knows Wenger, and he knows Henry. You know what I mean? But in 2005 or 6, my brother and I were at a GameStop, and we're like, we should play a game. And he goes, how about soccer? And I go, I don't know how it's played.
Wow.
And he goes, well, you just kick the ball and thing. So we got this 2006 FIFA World Cup, the Road to World Cup, and in that game they had stars above the good players. So Wayne Rooney had a star, obviously. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Messi.
That fucking goal that he did against Man City, where he did the bicycle kick.
Oh, really?
That?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
I choked after that. Man.
Yeah,
That was so fucking
that's
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah. I just like Rooney. You know
How did you choose Arsenal? How did Arsenal become?
Because I remember.
Quite glam, Arsenal.
I'm glam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fancy.
Yeah, quite showy.
I'm showy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the reason why I liked it is because in the game that my brother and I bought, it was only national teams. It wasn't clubs. So I would always play with France. And Henry in the game was much faster and just had better ball control.
Yeah.
So then I just started researching Henry. Then what's Arsenal? And then I started getting into the season they were the Invincibles and all that stuff. And then
it's an amazing season.
I stopped playing FIFA and I just watched Arsenal.
Right.
And
I was in a restaurant. I was at Mozart. You guys know Mozart.
Oh, love it.
I was at Mozart with a friend having dinner, and Zinedine Zidane was.
Oh!
You guys just came
Oh!
together. They just came.
And
We
he
just came.
And he was denied a table.
Oh! Shit, dog, fuck!
Right?
We've never been denied a table.
We always get a seat there.
Last minute.
Fuck you, Zinedine
Isn't
Zidane.
that gnarly? I told him
Yeah.
I told him when we were leaving, because we watched. My friend and I watched, and he came in dressed to the nines, shaved head, impeccable little black leather jacket that fit him perfectly, tight little t-shirt.
I would have sucked his dick.
He was a very handsome man.
Yeah.
Came over, smiley, looked $1 million. Was clearly asking for a table. The maitre d', nice, was like, oh, I'm very sorry, very busy right now. It was like 8 o'clock. I'm so sorry, come back. And you get all sign language stuff. And he left. And my friend and I were like, I can't believe you just turned out one of the greatest midfielders of all time. And when we left, I said it to the guy. I said, do you realize that handsome guy who came in with the black leather jacket? You realize who that was? No. I said, he's one of the greatest soccer players ever. And the guy was like, well.
Yeah. And he'll headbutt you in the chest.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, how long have you been trying to get Zlatan on here?
Ibrahimović?
Yeah.
He'll never do it.
I met Zlatan. Did you meet him?
No.
Yeah, I met him when he was playing for the Galaxy.
That's right,
I have
he
his
was
email
here
address.
That was the chance. That was
our chance was when he played with
Yeah.
the Galaxy.
Oh God,
He
love
replies to my emails.
Yeah. No, I don't want to. It's.
He scored my greatest goal of all time. Can you pull up Zlatan Ibrahimović
listen.
Ajax goal?
Okay.
Just put in Zlatan. You know how to spell Zlatan.
Yeah.
And then put in Ajax, AJAX. So this is the last game that he ever played for Ajax. He scores. If I could score any goal in the history of football, I would score this goal.
How do you spell it again?
My goal-
what?
AJAX.
Nice.
My goal would be Zlatan against, I guess, English. There was national team.
The fucking
when he
overhead
does the
kick.
overhead kick from like 100 fucking feet away.
No, you don't want this. You don't want 48
Well, we
goals.
watched his documentary, right?
Put in like
Zlatan.
Ajax. Put in like Zlatan Ajax classic goal or something like that. Classic. Yeah, try that. Such an audacious goal. Watch this.
Yeah.
So he gets fouled here. He pushed the ball a little too close. He gets
Boom.
fouled.
Wow.
He's like, that's okay. I'll ride it. I'm gonna go. Look like I'm going to
Wow.
shoot.
Yeah,
I
look
got
like-
him. Even the camera guy gets lost.
2.
The camera guy thinks he's going to do something.
3.
Wow.
And again.
4.
5.
5. 6.
6.
That's talent. That's talent.
He's a baller.
He's amazing.
And they
I lived in-
email. You guys email me.
Yeah, well, here and there, I'll send him an email and then he'll reply, which is nice. I lived in Sweden for like 9 months doing a job, and he's one of Sweden's like iconic figures, So everyone's walking around in like Zlatan gear.
Wow.
Everyone's excited about what he does. He's retired now from the English team.
Do you know if he runs his own social media? Maybe you should shoot your shot.
So what do you
know?
What do you think?
Hey, what would you say to Zlatan?
Bonjour. I don't know.
Bonjour.
European. He's European.
Swedish.
Don't get angry.
Swedish.
Swedish.
I know where it is. Right? Did somebody just fart?
No, that
No,
was
it was
Gilbert.
Don't fart, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
We
would
have
it say?
we have a guest,
I
please. What?
apologize.
What would it say? Dear Zlatan.
Dear Zlatan.
Well, you wrote a song about him. Why don't you just sing
Did you
that?
really?
I think I did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love your nose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great.
He's a great nose.
Yeah.
And I love your stature.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you're one of the best footballers ever to do it.
Yeah.
Would you come do my podcast? Is that how?
And then I would go right into the podcast. But the thing is that here's the reason why I don't think he would do it, is because I feel like because he doesn't stay in clubs that long.
Right.
And I think the reason why is because he just wants, much like you maybe, he wants to move on, and or he could be a problem.
He's become a little bit of a journeyman player, and I'm not sure if that was his idea. I think him coming up at the same time as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, who are two just legends.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Zlatan's a legend too. And if Zlatan had come up on his own, I think everyone would have been talking about him being best player in the world and winning the Ballon d'Or consistent times. Unfortunately, he came around at the same time as a Michael Jordan and a Scottie Pippen, and you're Dennis Rodman, and people are like, yeah, you're great.
Right.
There's Messi.
Yeah.
And there's Ronaldo. I mean, Messi's an enigma.
Can you pull up the Ibrahimović Puyol photo?
Okay.
Do you know this photo?
Puyol?
Yeah. No, was it Puyol? No, it was who's the good-looking? He's married to Shakira.
Piqué?
Oh, that's
Gerard
Piqué.
Piqué.
Gerard Piqué.
Yeah.
Have you seen this photo?
No.
No, I want you to ask you, and I don't
I haven't
care
figured
if
it
you're
out.
gay.
Okay.
I love gay.
Me too.
Yeah, I love the gays. You know what I mean? I've done some gay, but what do you?
Yeah,
They're bros.
I know, but go zoom
Now,
in.
they both played on the same team. They
Yeah,
both played for
Barcelona,
Barca.
Barcelona. So look closer. Have you done with Billy before?
I don't actually know what they're doing.
I
Like,
know.
they're holding each other's hands. Right?
Yeah.
So tenderly.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, look.
Okay.
Piqué's a defender, right?
Alright.
Here we go.
Zlatan is an aggressive attacker.
Here we
I
go.
wonder if they're leaving a training session and one of them put in a hefty tackle on the other and they're having a bit of a bro town.
Yeah. But
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't need to do that. I'm sorry we had a bit of a fight.
Yeah, but we
Okay,
don't
I'll
do this,
Right.
right? It's like, I think this was taken when he was leaving Barca.
Yeah, maybe. It
There
looks
was
like
an
that period.
emotional.
He's got that hair for it.
Yeah. And
It
it's
must
like-
be such. I talk about this with my friends all the time. It must be such a strange sensation for someone like Zlatan, for example, who was the best football player in his school, the best football player in his city, the best football player in his country. No one could fuck with him. He comes to Barcelona, and there is a kid who is 10 years younger than him and 1.5 feet smaller than him that is clowning him and
Yeah.
clowning everyone else. It must be such a moment for these people's egos, because all of these elite athletes have such massive egos. They need to have the egos to be walking in and out of those dressing rooms. And then suddenly he's like, I need to check my ego at the door because Messi's going to nutmeg me and then he's going to lob me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look like a fucking idiot.
Isn't it saying that we live in the time, and anyone listening, we're fucking right now, we're living in a time where we have the best footballers to ever grace, right? Don't you think? The planet almost.
Yeah.
It was with Ronaldo, with fucking Messi and shit,
Yeah.
bro.
It is an extraordinary time to be watching football, and I think we won't really be aware of the legacy that they've left until they retire, and then we all kind of say, okay, we got a little complacent that Messi was scoring 45 goals a season, or Ronaldo was scoring 50 goals a season, you know. But once they're gone, because underneath them right now, you've got Neymar, who didn't really smash in the way that you wanted to, Mbappe, who's doing all right,
amazing, yeah.
You know, you got a couple of like English players that are great, Bakary Saka at Arsenal, fantastic player, Declan Rice, but they're not these aliens like Messi was, like Ronaldo was.
Full-blown alien.
Just, I mean,
like unbelievable.
If I watch a lot of YouTube, so during COVID, my attention span got fried a little bit, and instead of watching 2.5 hour long movies or, you know, binging TV shows, I was watching a lot of clips on YouTube, and very often my happy place on YouTube is just endlessly watching Messi do shit where you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah, I do the same thing.
What the fuck are you doing? Messing around with physics like that, you know?
Yeah, I did a movie last summer I was in Hungary, and one of the actors' name is Charles Nabry. Not Charles. Yeah, that's his name. And so one night he goes, we weren't shooting that day, and he was just like, let's watch the Man U game. It was like some FA Cup final or something like that. Okay. And when they lost, this man.
Oh, it's the Europa final.
Yeah, he kicked me out of his room, and he started to cry. And that's how you know. And I've met English dudes that don't like it. If I would have asked you, I go, well, what do you support? And you go, I don't like football. I would have probably kicked you out of the
that's
fucking...
like Bisping.
Like Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping did that.
He's from Manchester. He's from my city.
It's fucking blasphemy.
Call him out. Call Michael Bisping.
Fuck you, Bisping. I'll fuck you up. You know about rear niche can take a chokehold? I'll fuck you up, man. I'll put you in one, bro. Kimura or a twister, dude.
Yeah, twister.
Yeah, fuck you. Come on to this podcast. I don't give a fuck. I'm not afraid. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You're weak. And I have another Englishman that'll fucking kick your ass.
Yeah, we're from the same city.
Dominic Monaghan, all right?
He's only got one eye, Michael Bisping.
Yeah. Have you met him?
I've not met him, but I would love to. He was UFC champion for a while.
Yeah.
He's done our show twice, and he is just the best.
I've
got crazy respect for him. To win a UFC title, that takes a huge amount of commitment. And I watched that night when he won it, and he was clearly, obviously, very emotional.
From Luke Rockhold. That was crazy.
Some people will like. I have met some people that don't like football. It's usually the artistic people. So if you grow up with someone who's a singer-songwriter or wants to be in some way involved with the arts, very often they're not into football. But my dad is a football obsessive, so it just happened for me. You know?
Yeah, I'm glad you're that type.
I wanted to ask you guys about.
Go ahead.
It's a great podcast for this because I was talking to a friend of mine about this recently, about being a comedian nowadays and being very conscious about cancel culture. I'm sure you've talked about it before.
Or just in podcasting in general.
Well, you know that iconic quote from Andy Warhol that everyone will be famous for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I was saying to my friend, I wonder if now it's been revised to like everyone at some point is going to get cancelled.
Yeah. I think so.
You know? Like, and maybe it's becoming diluted in that.
Well, Bill Burr says it best. You only have to dig so deep.
Right.
To find something to cancel someone over.
Sure.
Especially because we've been podcasting for a decade.
Right.
Imagine the amount of ignorant shit we said 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I lie all the time. I say fucked up things. I've done, not only, how many episodes of this have we done?
300.
300 plus.
Nice.
I have another podcast to do. I've done a lot of those as well. I've done everyone else's. I've done radio. I mean, I've talked so many times, and obviously you can dig up shit, but it's getting to the point where my friend, I can't name his name, but he's a comic, and 20 years ago, 15 years ago, he did a podcast, and the host said, say the N-word. He's like, I never say that word. Just as a joke, my fans will, you know what I mean? So he just said it like really quickly, but now he's a writer. He can't get a job that's a black show.
Right.
He just can't, you know what I mean? And it's like, I've had a lot of problems, in terms of cancel culture, this and that, and I've had to now, curb what I say, and edit, and it fucking sucks, and it's brought me more toward the right. Just in terms of, here's the thing, we've lost the word redemption, right, in our vocabulary, right? There's no way. We'll chastise somebody, ruin somebody's career, but there's no forgiveness. There's no even if I change and I do the work to better myself or whatnot, there's no room for that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't want to live in a society like that.
Yeah, it's very unforgiving.
It's so unforgiving.
I mean, I think you can be on a podcast. I could be on a podcast like this and say something like, you know, whatever. I will never say this disgusting word, and say that disgusting word in the context of saying I will never say it.
Yeah.
And someone will say, he said it on a podcast and now he's cancelled.
And they'll just clip that word.
That word, which they did with Rogan, right?
But you know what? He's sort of like, why are you smiling?
I'm smiling at you, dude.
Because I'm trying to navigate this thing.
Okay, your eye. I see you thinking.
I know.
There's formulas all over your head.
Because Rogan is like family to me, right?
Sure. I've done his show. I like Joe.
Yeah, I like Joe a lot, right? So it's like, you know, some of the things he has said, I don't fully agree with. Some of the COVID stuff, I don't agree with. But at the end of the day, it's like, even if I've said this before, I saw this girl in Indiana, and she was in a grocery store, and she's anti-vax, anti-mask, and she kind of spit on a woman that was telling her to wear a mask.
Damn.
Right? That's assault.
Yeah.
And I think that she should have gone to jail, right? But she got fired from her job.
Yeah.
And that's just a step too far. It's one thing has nothing to do with the other, in my opinion. You know,
it depends what they're doing for a living. Like if there is an outwardly racist woman calling another person a and she works as a teacher in a predominantly Asian school, like that one lady,
or works
that's
at
a
China,
problem.
Right. She works at P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
It feels weird. Yeah. So it's like, bro,
I'm gonna get canceled for.
But you have to understand, Dom, this is what we've been dealing with for the last couple of years.
It's so sensitive.
But Rogan showed us a way to kind of navigate through it.
Yeah.
I thought that his responses were really good.
Yeah.
On both things.
And he's got a massive platform which helps him from a daily, from a daily basis. He can keep revising those things, trying to improve on those things. I caught heat because when he made that post, which seemed to be outside his house, where he's like, "Hey guys, I realized Spotify got in touch. You know, Joni Mitchell left and Neil Young left, and that's unfortunate. I'm a huge Neil Young fan. I'm going to try and maybe educate myself a little bit more on some of these things that I'm talking about. Maybe bring in an expert. Maybe we'll have a little disclaimer at the bottom of my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do better. My bad. Love you guys. See you later." So on his Instagram, I wrote and I said, "Hey, Joe, just want to say that's cool that you held your hands up and said, I think I made some mistakes, and I'm going to try and do better." I applaud that.
What happened?
And on my Instagram, people are like, "You're anti-vax. You support a racist person. You did it." I said, no, I don't support some of the things that Joe said that he supported. What I supported is another human being saying, "I fucked up. I'm going to try and improve." We should all be able to support that.
Yeah.
The sensitivity in this culture is outrageous. And
the righteous.
But is it like that in England?
Maybe less so than the States, but it's still around, and everywhere's influenced by the States.
It all starts here.
It's such a loud, influential culture. But I can slightly navigate through it because I can kind of be like, well, my job as an actor, of course I have a podcast with Billy. Hi, Billy. But like, you know, for the most part, I can just be like, look, I play characters and my opinion is something that I want to keep to myself. I feel worse for people like you guys, and especially people in comedy who are like, I'm on stage trying some stuff out and spitting stuff and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
And now people are like, well, you can't be impulsive now, because if you say something impulsively upsetting, we can cancel you.
Yeah. You know, that being said, I have done stuff like there's something because, you know, during the pandemic, I didn't go up. Mm-hmm. And a lot of this culture shift happened in that time period, in the last 3-4 years, whatever, right? And when I came back to do stand-up, there was one joke. I can't tell what joke it was, but it's a longer bit. And I kept trying it, and they just wouldn't laugh. And I would just eat it. Mm. And when I thought about it, I went, I think it's my ego and like, I'm going to make this work. You know what I mean? But fundamentally, the joke is mean.
Well, it's fucked up.
It's fucked up and mean. Mm. And I used to get laughs with all these fucked up things I would say on stage. And it's just like, you know what? I need to grow as an artist, and I have to be more sensitive because there's no love in the joke. It's just kind of weird. You know what I mean? I wish I could tell the joke
off camera.
Yeah.
Off camera.
But yeah, it's pretty insensitive. to me, it's still funny.
Yeah.
When I think of the joke, I laugh, and when I'm doing the joke, I'm laughing because I love it. Right? Just stop.
I mean, sometimes insensitive things are funny because the punchline is so shockingly insensitive
Ridiculous.
that you have to laugh. But I think, unfortunately, we are now living in a culture where people are like, well, we have to be more sensitive about what we put out there. You know?
And I've also benefited from the culture changing. I'm working more now. I'm so glad we didn't because we're at the end. We don't have to talk about Sex and the City.
Oh, I wanted to talk about Sex and the City.
We don't have to talk about it.
Did you? Can you separate the art from the artist though? Can you still listen to old Bill Cosby records? Can you listen to Michael Jackson records, knowing what you assume?
Listen, we watched my brother. I was just at my mom's house in Arizona, and I just drove back yesterday, right? So I was with my brother, and my brother didn't see the Bill Cosby documentary,
right?
So we watched it, and he's like, "Wow, he's obviously a pedophile, and a rapist, and not a pedophile, but like a bad, awful."
Yeah.
But then I watched Bill Cosby himself all the way through, and I laughed.
Yeah. We Need to Talk About Cosby show.
No, afterwards, after we were done watching it, I just went into my own room.
Yes, that documentary.
Yeah, that documentary, yeah. And
you watched some old stand-up.
Well, Bill Cosby himself, that special is like the White Album.
Right.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It's the greatest storytelling you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And the dentist bit is so good, right? Yeah. So I did chuckle, right? If I hear "Beat It" in a mall, I'll do a little dance.
Sure.
Well, that should be sort of the challenge for someone who really finds like Michael Jackson everything offensive to just put them in a dance floor with their friends, enjoying themselves, and then
put on "Beat It." Put "Beat It."
Yeah. And then see if they're able to just walk off.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
Yeah. And if you're not allowed to dance to "Beat It," can you dance to "I Want You Back"? And he's just a little kid. He's probably not up to too much bad.
Right.
Where's the gray area?
Where's the gray area? It's but
it's
also
a weird one.
Do you see the Batman?
Yes, I saw it a few days ago.
We won't do spoilers, but
no spoilers. But let's talk about it.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I'm a fan of the graphic novels, so I like Year One. I like The Long Halloween. I like The Long Kiss Goodnight, which are a lot of what it's based on. If you read those 3 graphic novels, Frank Miller, Year One, The Long Kiss Goodnight, and The Long Halloween, this is where they try to turn Bruce Wayne and Batman to a larger degree into the world's greatest detective. So, of course, he'll beat the shit out of you if he needs to. But he's kind of a sleuth. He's picking up clues. He's solving riddles, all that kind of stuff.
That's what I loved about it.
I loved it, too.
Yeah.
There were so many frames in that movie and scenes in that movie that were directly taken from the graphic novel. You know the moment where he's...
No.
Yeah, directly taken from the...
I got goosebumps.
You know the moment where he's walking into the crime scene and one of the cops is like, "You freak." And he kind of like looks over his shoulder. That is straight out of Year One.
Wow.
Where they're giving, because it's cool. He's the Cape Crusader and he's trying to help out the police, but the police are all suspicious of him. Is he a criminal? Is he a vigilante type thing?
But that theme was explored in the other movies as well. But I felt like this one really nailed it down. Like I felt like he was not welcome at all in any of these crime scenes.
Yeah.
And it felt like I don't know, a third enemy almost.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean?
And I like the noir kind of element of it. Everyone's talking about it being too long. I did think it was about 20 minutes too long. I think they could have cut a few little moments here and there that weren't needed because you've already told that beat. So we don't need the beat 3 or 4 times after it. And I think if you'd have cut 20 minutes out of it, it would have been sharper and sexier and cooler. I still like a great movie that's long because it's still great. But the other thing is like noir, things like Chinatown and the early work of Orson Welles and stuff like that, or like Humphrey Bogart stuff. Those movies are slow. They do ask you to sit around for 3 hours.
Yeah,
they do like slowly unravel a whodunit. It's not a Marvel whodunit where it happens in 30 minutes and it's all explosions and fireworks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's an intelligent piece of cinema that is expecting their audience to be patient, and they paid their ticket and they want to sit and be entertained. So I loved it. I also loved the character of Gotham in that film.
It was so much.
Gotham.
It's always raining. It's always grimy. It's
when
night.
Christopher Nolan's Gotham looked like Chicago.
Yeah,
it was Chicago.
It was Chicago, and they might have added some buildings or an arch or whatever. But in this one, you could feel a different world.
Yeah.
It was more menacing.
Chris Nolan's trilogy of Gotham that's Gotham trying to get its shit together. It's not always raining. Sometimes the sun shines. The buildings are expensive. The roads have been cleaned.
Yeah.
The cops are relatively on the up and up. Everyone's okay. You can walk through the city of Gotham in Nolan's trilogy and you'll be all right. In Matt Reeves, it's raining. There's rats. There's grime. The streetlights don't work. There's trash everywhere. It's like Gotham itself is sick and it's infected everyone. And it's infected the Batman.
There's a tangible fear.
Yeah.
Even amongst the criminals. Did you find that? Yeah.
Yes. Even with the parts where they're like, "You will fear me in the dark," I was like the criminal looking at the dark spots. Or Batman.
And we would be like, "Oh, that seems menacing." You know what I mean?
The way they used "Something in the Way" by Nirvana was beautiful.
Oh, I want to listen. Yeah, that was amazing.
It's brilliant.
A couple of times.
Bass line kicks in,
Oh
and
my
they're
God.
pushing in on that little kid.
Yeah.
And you can see Bruce Wayne underneath the Batman mask, looking at this kid, thinking, "When I was his age, my parents were killed violently, and he's just witnessed his family killed violently." And then the fucking
Yeah.
and you see like the camera like zones in on him.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought Pattinson was great. I thought Kravitz was great.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Oh.
Hey, sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's
fucking
fucking
amazing.
And also the little penguin moment where they've tied up his feet and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck? You guys gonna fucking leave me here? You fucking dead?"
Yeah.
was brilliant.
Amazing. Let me ask you this: you two, because you guys happen to be white.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Happened to be.
When you see a minority casting in like a James Gordon, right? Does that bother you guys?
No, not at all.
He was great in that.
I think it was perfect.
Brilliant.
But I could see some white people going, "Ah,
No.
James Gordon's white.
It's like,
No.
Catwoman's white." You know what I mean?
No, I don't feel that way. I think my James Gordon needs to be the honorable leader of the police force, and everything else is up for grabs.
yeah.
I want my Catwoman to look great in a leather jumpsuit, and everything else is up for grabs. There's certain things that don't move with the Catwoman and with James Gordon, but I'm not interested in color and stuff, you know.
Wow.
Although I think that James Gordon what's his name, that actor? Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey Wright,
Right,
yeah.
His voice was more like the Batman in the Nolan trilogy. You kind of talk like that. You got a problem down at the police station.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, he sounds
That's
like
bad.
Christian Bale doing the Batman voice, you know?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job, that guy,
I
Jeffrey
loved it.
Wright.
I'm going to go see it again.
We have
when-
tickets for tomorrow, 6:15.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see it again when it just starts to taper off in terms of the crowds, because I'm sure when you guys went, it was packed, right?
Yeah.
When I went, it was very full. There was a couple on my row that had like a public argument at the end. I love seeing public arguments. It's fantastic. Do you know what I mean? When you're not involved, you're just like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
So
It was distracting.
yeah, obviously no spoilers, but we came to the end of the film, and the guy stood up and was starting to get his shit together, and you could hear the girl going, and clearly she's saying, "I want to stay. I want to see if they do something at the end of the credits," and he's going, "No, I want to go." They had a little
He
bit.
didn't like it?
I think he liked it, but he was like, "It's been 3 hours. I want to fucking get out of here." You know? She's like, "No, I want to stay."
Yeah.
So clearly, the person next to him was like, "Could you please be quiet?" Like they were literally like talking. You know?
Yeah.
So then they sit down, credits roll. There is something. Do you guys stay till the very end? There is something at the very end.
No. After the credits there is?
Yep. It's interactive.
Stay tomorrow
He
night.
never does. He never stays.
What?
Stay
I had to
tomorrow
pee.
night.
I had 3 hours I didn't pee.
So stay tomorrow.
It
You going
means-
tomorrow night?
Yeah, is it
It's not Marvel.
is it worth it?
It's not Marvelly. I'll just say.
It's not like a cut scene like Marvel.
It's cool.
But
Different.
there's a piece of information that you can go online and check out, which is really fascinating. And what is it, like
so
5
quick.
seconds,
It's so
something
quick,
like that?
yeah.
But there's a little thing that comes up where I was like, "Oh shit, I need to write that down on my phone."
Wow.
And then I went home and checked.
It's like you're playing with the riddle. The riddle.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one last thing about the movie, okay? Would you I'm not going to no spoilers, but there's a scene at the very end of the movie in Arkham, right?
Yeah.
They introduced a new character. Can I say that?
Sure, we're flirting.
No, I don't give a fuck.
I'm bleeping this part out. I'm bleeping.
Oh, you're believing? All right.
flirting into
But what'd you think of that scene?
No, it's too much, sweetie.
We'll cut it out.
Out of 1 out of 10, I went, 4.
Well, do you know who that person is? Well,
Yeah.
I love the
You know who
actor.
the fictional person is, but you know who the actor is?
Yes.
I love
He's
that.
great.
I love that.
He's great.
He's great.
He's a fantastic actor,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think he'll do a great job. It's an extremely intimidating role to try and
tough.
Fill into.
How do you do? I mean, like, would you? If they asked you to play the Joker, would you take it on?
Your penguin was great though, man.
Hey, sweetheart.
It's so on point.
Move over, Colin.
I love Colin Farrell's work. I've always been really fascinated and interested in actors that find themselves having a big moment. Like, we all remember that moment that Colin Farrell, he played Bullseye in that, what was
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
And then he's Alexander, and then he's, dating Britney Spears and they're on red carpet.
So random.
And he had a big moment, and he's boozing and drugs and all that kind of stuff. And then he, sobered up and was like, okay, let me just fucking get back on track. I'm an actor. I love acting. I'm going to take these great roles. Not that Pattinson seems to have had those struggles with his personal life, but Pattinson clearly struggled to get out of the Twilight stuff, and he did really well with it. So I'm fascinated watching those things. So in terms of,
you're right. I love when people reinvent themselves.
Brilliant.
And they persevere.
Yeah, it's great.
And with him, The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
What I think that's
what a mindfuck.
What
a great movie.
Good Times is great.
I never saw Twilight.
Oh yeah, it's
what I mean. So when I saw him on Lighthouse, I was like, I am aware of who he is, but I just became an instant fan. I'm like, this guy's so good.
Did you see Good Times?
No.
Oh, check out Good Times. It's on Netflix. That's it's the Safdie brothers, right?
That's the one that blew.
The guys who did Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah.
It's before that, and it's another breakneck roller coaster movie. He's brilliant in that. The guy that we're talking about at the end of the film, he's also been really shrewdly managed, or he's made really smart decisions. I'm going to work with this iconic director. I'm going to work with this iconic director. I'm going to be involved in this project. I would have been more into taking a stab at the Riddler. I've always had kind of a thing about the Riddler, and the way that I would do it.
I can see it.
I can see it too.
Yeah.
Joker's big. It's big shoes, man, and
it's just too stressful.
I think you have to maybe give away a lot of yourself to be the Joker. Some of those sacrifices that these actors have made to play Joker, I think that's because, he's an insane person.
Yeah.
And he's a very charismatic insane person. And I think actors playing them, the Joker roles, can sometimes find themselves thinking, okay, I'm going to lean into my crazy charisma, and then it's tough to pull that shit back.
Well, that's what happened to Heath Ledger, right? I mean, he died immediately, soon after. And I think that attributed, is that the right word?
Yeah.
To maybe his demise. I don't know.
Kept a crazy diary. Did you hear about that?
No.
So I think his ex or the girlfriend that he had when he died kept all of his diaries when he was in prep for the Joker, but he basically locked himself in his hotel room for 6 weeks and just kept a diary. Got room service, stayed in, clearly was playing around with substances and stuff, but he would write down gnarly things that he was thinking about to try and get into the Joker headspace and then just read them back. So it was diaries of whatever, kids with HIV, or fucking old man falls down the stairs and breaks all the legs in his all the bones in his legs type thing. And it would just be lists of awful things that you can think of. If you're doing that consistently, your brain doesn't know the difference.
Right.
And then you're drinking, you're alone, you're taking substances.
Wow.
I just think, unfortunately, he got in there a little bit too deep. I'm sure you guys know it, but that moment where the Joker in Nolan's trilogy comes out of the elevator at the Bruce Wayne party, and the first person that he sees when the door opens is Alfred, Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Michael Caine had lines there, but he'd never seen Heath Ledger in the Joker makeup, and he was so shocked and freaked out by what he saw in the performance that he forgot all his lines. And that's when Heath Ledger goes, "Ladies and gentlemen."
Wow.
That's because Michael Caine's forgot his lines, and Nolan's clearly going, "Okay, Heath, go on," and then he starts, and you see Michael Caine just go.
Because it was such a real organic response, probably. Yeah, that's amazing. What time are we?
Dude, we're in a rom-com right now.
It's a double episode.
Yeah, how many?
90 minutes.
Wow.
I feel like we can keep
We only
going,
do, usually, dude, I only can do 50 minutes, really, and I'm done.
Cafe.
No, but...
No, you're not. You're great.
With you...
People who know me well and kind of want to needle me a little bit,
yeah.
are like, all right, Dom, just...
No, but you're great at it.
Oh, that's very sweet. That's why I have a podcast
and
with
I
Billy.
can't wait to do yours. And if you fucking... I'm going to just take a little risk here. after we're done, is there any way I can get your number?
Yeah, dude, come on. Well, do the two of you not want to be on? Do you want to be on?
No, he's the guy to have.
Oh,
on.
come on.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not?
yeah.
Why wouldn't the two?
Yeah, we come
Bobby.
on.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't the two
Bobby's
of you
the
come?
guy. Yeah, I have very little to contribute to that.
The reason, I mean, look, I think you'd be fantastic. You have.
If you want to talk about animals all day, I'm the girl.
You are, of course, invited.
I'm not going to talk about the fucking Lord of the Rings the whole time I was there.
But I think that's the point.
Well,
No,
no,
it's
we
not.
don't always talk about Lord of the
Okay,
Rings. We
okay.
talk about it here and there. The only rules of our show for our guests are our guests have to suggest a food item or a drink item that they want us to drink with them on the show. So, you know, we've done matzo ball soup and we've done jardinera, this kind of like spicy Chicago.
Korean. Go Korean.
No, I want to go chimichanga.
We can do any of those.
Does it have
things.
to be pleasant?
No, it can be anything you want.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
done shitty stuff. We did smoked oysters out of a tin one day. It was
Good.
And then we asked our guests to pick a piece of music that they think is in some way funky, and you can use that word however way you see fit. And then we will rate it, all of us, on a level
Oh, that's great.
funk. But we, unfortunately, have not had that many ladies on our show. And we do a weekly kind of look at the podcast and where we're at. And last week, we all kind of noticed, hey, we've had like 10, 12 guests, and we've probably had 3 female guests.
Yeah.
We like a little bit of female energy.
I'd
So
love
I'd
to do
love you
it.
to be.
Yeah,
How many Asians have been?
Oh, I don't think we've had any. You'll be our first.
Yeah.
We'll pop our cherry.
I want to pop your cherry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called the friendship onion, you guys.
It's the friendship.
The friendship onion, check it out.
Yeah, look at his stupid little face.
He's a dumb face.
Yeah.
Nice guy though.
yeah.
So, but at the end of our Dom,
Dumb, yeah.
we do a thing called Unhelpful Advice. So people email us problems, and you can be helpful or not helpful.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Unhelpful Advice with Dominic Monaghan.
All right, since we, I think, Dom will be able to help us with this one. Hey, guys, my name is Martin, big fan. I recently started listening to the podcast about a year and a half ago. I'm hooked. So my problem is my girl won't eat my ass, and I'm wondering if it's...
Stop. Say that again.
So my problem is my girl won't eat my ass, and I'm wondering if it's because it might be a little hairy, or she's not
Never
into
that.
it. But I
Never
eat her ass all the time, and she doesn't ever reciprocate, and it hurts my heart. That I might have to leave her, or what should I do? Am I overreacting? Wait. I might have to leave her, or what should I do? Am I overreacting? Should I try to eat my own ass? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Thanks,
This
Love
is-
King.
this
I
is
pray you
not-
never die.
This has nothing to do with asshole licking. This is everything to do with reciprocity.
Oh,
What's
neat,
What
see?
does that mean?
Just getting back what you give.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
That's
His
what it's
cup
about.
is being drained.
Right. Because it's not
Hers
an
is being
easy.
filled.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task to eat ass all day as much as he's saying he does it.
Yeah, but can I just say something right now? Let's just compare.
I love my asshole being eaten.
I don't know. Let's just compare.
And you're not an asshole eater.
That's on you, dude.
That's on me, and I apologize.
Imagine how I had to finger my own asshole. You know how sad that is for me?
Stop. I don't know what you're saying right now. I'm just saying.
You want her on the podcast? I don't know. It's really wild.
No, but I know. Like, here's the thing: is that
It's
I
9
think-
years of fisting my own asshole.
baby,
He's
don't-
making eye contact.
baby, don't talk like that, baby. Okay, what I'm saying to you is that I feel like a male's asshole is far more grisly.
Grizzly.
Yeah.
Grizzly.
So
Right.
I even an Englishman like this young man right here, right?
Fancy Manny.
I feel like his asshole is still on the grisly side.
Yeah. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
I had a grizzly asshole.
trying to get away from my own asshole.
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as you move into the bedroom arena and 2 consenting adults are getting naked,
Yeah.
I feel like whatever the girl asks for, you should be able to at least
Oblige,
have a conversation about it. Like, oh, I've never done that before. Maybe you can give me some pointers, but I'd be happy to. As long as you're not hurting someone and they don't want it, I think you should be able to say, I want this and I want that. Everyone has their own preferences. I would agree. I think most guys feel like that's an area of their body that's probably a little kind of private and maybe not.
But here's the thing. I have to say that 95% of all the men I've been with enjoy some type of, ass play.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay,
It's a very stimulating erogenous zone. All I'm saying is
poo comes
right, but I don't have to eat your ass after you've sat in a car for 6 hours. I would ask you to take a shower if that's what you wanted.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah.
hey, sweetie, like this is something that I really enjoy. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
all right, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a go. Wash your ass. We're gonna scrub it real well with a Brillo pad, and I'll get to work.
Yeah, and you'll see if if
Yeah,
it works.
I'll put my bib on and I'll get to work.
No need for that. It's not that. I don't have diarrhea.
My
Splash guard.
my splash guard.
And it's also very hypocritical as well, right? Because I think most guys.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about most guys because I don't ask them. But like,
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm with a girl, I'm like, hey, as long as like we've jumped out of the hot tub or we've had a shower or whatever, I'll go anywhere. I'll do anything.
Right.
I'm a fan. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm into that. And if a girl's like a bit prudish and like, oh, I don't really like that, I'd be like, what the fuck, babe? But then if she was like, okay, well, you do this for 5 minutes and then I'll flip you over and do that 5 minutes, I'd be like, it's not really my thing. So I do think it's a little hypocritical.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm okay with an ass smelling like an ass. Just FYI.
Hello.
I'm not.
I'm not.
But not
either.
when you're in the bed.
Well, here's the thing. An ass is always going to take on a certain
Don't get
type
nervous.
of...
Yeah.
I would hope it's not like grisly, like you say, but if it takes on a certain aroma that's a natural smelling ass, I am okay with that. In the same way that a pussy smells like a pussy.
Yeah, but that's pleasant. I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
The asshole is the part of the body that has the closest relationship to feces than anywhere else.
Right.
So it should have a feces
Bingo.
vibe.
Yeah.
Right. There's a threat for food poisoning. I realize that. But
Vanilla. I don't want to get salmonella. So.
What about
no,
the
it's
whole,
E. coli. E. coli. E. coli.
What about the kind of cross-pollination that can sometimes happen? Do you know what I mean? Maybe you're like...
But I feel like cross-pollination can happen even when I'm giving a blowjob. Like, I've been with guys who've just been so reckless about their wiping. I'm so anti-wiping. Wash your fucking assholes. But all I'm saying is there's some you've cross-pollinated.
What do you mean?
You're a bumblebee, bro.
I'm nervous. What do you
Sometimes
fucking
here's
mean?
the thing. Sometimes you wipe from back to front and you've gotten a certain scent attached to your balls.
Back to front?
So shit to balls.
Back to front.
Which is a no-no.
I've never done that.
Uh-oh.
Well, somehow you had shit on your foot. She's trying to be polite.
No, because my fear comes from remember the dingleberry story?
Oh,
Right, we had to
God.
flick off the
Yeah, so
dingleberry. It wasn't my
Matt,
dingleberry,
it wasn't her
to be
dingle,
clear.
but I met a girl. I'm sorry, Saddam. I know.
No, it's okay.
It's not. But they came up with the question. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. So
You should have had him on your animal show.
but she had a dingleberry, right? And I had to flick it with my finger. I didn't say anything, right? But at that point, my ass days were done.
Wait.
Seeing
When you see dingleberry, no.
I love it. I do. I'm a fan.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
But same as you, I would be
yeah.
like, hey, babe, whatever. I've not seen you all day, or it's been a while. You know, I'm going to jump in the shower. Do you want to jump in the shower with me, or do you want to jump in the shower after me, or let's jump in the pool or hot tub? As long as you know that everything's all tickety boo down there. I'm a fan.
So basically, what Dom is saying is this guy should be clearer. I don't know. Did he say that he's asked or been clear about?
Yeah, I would say I guess my answer to him, which is the same thing that you had said.
Yeah,
it's a reciprocal thing. I think he's in a very easy to manage arena, which is he can say, "Hey, babe, you seem to like it when I eat your ass, and you get a lot of pleasure out of it. I might also get that same pleasure too. Do you want to maybe like come some way towards making this a 50-50 thing?" And if she's like, I don't really get off on that, then he might say, okay, well, in that case, maybe we kind of find something that we can both like together that we can
or he can slowly graduate there. She can slowly graduate to the ass eating. Like, even just stimulating.
Oh, I know.
Touching,
taint.
like, no.
Lick the taint first.
Don't even licking. Use your hands to stimulate his asshole if that's what he's into. It doesn't have to be her tongue. Now, if he's requiring that it has to be her tongue right out the gate, that's a kind of a power play that I'm not really into.
Yeah.
You kind of are. You're smiling.
I might be into that.
But I just feel like if he's giving a BMW as a present, and then she gives him a lollipop. I just feel like
it's not the same.
It's not the same. You're right. I feel like the exchange rate is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel resentment for this guy. I think.
Oh wow.
But can I ask another question?
I feel like he's not communicating it correctly.
I had a friend who happened to be gay, and he told me that there are pleasure points inside the butthole.
Yeah, I've been trying for so long.
And I've been sticking my finger in my butthole.
Let me do it for you.
You can find my
I
pleasure
know where.
area?
Yes, I can. I've tried so hard.
I know you're gonna jam your finger in,
No.
and you're gonna get to my dick.
No, it's not. Yes.
And through my asshole, you're gonna. tickle the inside of my dick, and then I went, yeah, that's the dick.
There's a G spot.
Yes, it's in and forward.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You can actually access it.
All right,
without
well,
even
where
going
is it in the
inside.
body? Where is it in the body?
So it's if you go in and you press forward towards the penis, that's usually where it's at. Not even that deep. But you
No,
can,
I've not had it. Some girl tried to do it, and I was like, it's not really my thing, but I understand from a scientific point of view.
right.
that males G-spot.
But you can access it without having without penetration. But you just don't let me close to that.
I don't believe you.
You just
You know
don't
what?
let me
You should try
close to
this.
it.
Yeah.
This is like you slightly move in this arena without getting like fucking internal and stuff.
Yeah.
You have like a gamer's chair or anything like that? Do you like play?
I do have a gamer's chair somewhere over there. Yeah.
If you kind of sit on your gamer's chair. No, but seriously, if you sit with like an erect spine, and just like slightly rotate around.
I think I've done that by accident.
Like slightly. I'm not kidding. Where you're like, oh, that feels in some way kind of pleasurable.
So next time I'm playing Warzone,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And my friends are like, "What are you doing?" We hear the chair moving, right? I said, "Forget it, this and that."
Yeah.
I might come.
Yeah.
You might.
I might come.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, my English friend.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
Very interesting.
I do think he is in a great position,
Yeah.
though, to be able to say, hey, babe, I do this for you. You love it. Maybe try doing it for me. Maybe I'll love it. And if she's like, then there's, like you said, there's a problem with communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like if he's saying like eat my ass, bitch, like that is not the way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Who
Yeah.
does that?
Yeah. Who does that?
I'm also, like, we talk about cancel culture and all that kind of stuff. I'm also very aware now as a single man that, like, you have to sometimes hit these, like,
Markers. Yeah.
consensual markers all the time with people.
Yeah.
Would you like to come back to my house for a glass of wine? Yes. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's almost like, hey, I'm thinking of kissing you. How would that feel? And like the romance of all those things. Because I mean, just from a he said, she said, or she said, he said vibe.
Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically, a boy and a girl go back to the boy's house. They're drinking wine, they're having a great time, they're watching a movie, and the girl makes a pass at the boy, leans over and tries to smooch him.
Yeah.
You go, oh, I'm not comfortable with that yet. We don't really know each other type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And they leave. That boy nowadays in our culture could very easily be like, I went to this girl's house. She gave me a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I felt a little inebriated. Suddenly she made a pass at me. I did not ask for her to make a pass at me, or vice versa. And all of those things are true, but it's at what level of truth are we talking about here? Did you hear that the very iconic black and white image of the soldier or the naval officer, I think, in Times Square, who kisses the woman? Woman, years later, said, I did not know this man.
Oh, shit.
I did
He was
not
a complete stranger to me.
Wow.
Came over, grabbed me, threw me down towards, in a kind of like that dancer kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuck his tongue down my throat, and it became this photo that everyone knew about. And she said, I personally felt kind of violated. Now, if that happened now, she could easily cancel that guy's entire
You're right.
life.
You're absolutely right.
The gray area now is so much more dangerous than it used to be,
But don't you feel that the pendulum is swinging the other way a little bit, or no? I feel like it is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting. But you know what? At the end of the day, there have been a lot of victims that have never had a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what do you think guys think of the Elvis trailer?
Oh, the Baz Luhrmann thing?
There's a new Elvis movie.
trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
Baz
Baz
Luhrmann.
Luhrmann.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It is.
Uh-huh.
It is him.
Who's Baz Luhrmann?
Baz
come
Luhrmann
on,
directed
sweetie.
Romeo and Juliet,
Loved it.
DiCaprio,
Loved it.
Yeah.
Strictly
Gatsby.
Ballroom.
Right. And
Moulin
my
Rouge.
brother was sitting next to me and we're watching it, and I thought, but didn't he marry a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but what?
Priscilla, right?
Yeah, but would they? I mean, I'm saying, is this like, that's not weird?
No, they've said it. People have been
absolutely is
calling it
weird.
out.
It definitely is weird. Yeah, I mean, there's times change, right? And the things that we associate with being normal change. Obviously, back in Neanderthal times, when we were living to be like 30 or 35, most people were probably sexually active at like 13 or 12.
Yeah.
Because as soon as a woman is able to have a baby, they're like, well, you're a middle-aged woman because you're going to die in 15 years.
Yeah.
So, of course, looking at that culture, you're like, well, that's completely inappropriate. But things change, right?
Yeah.
And I think even when Elvis was getting married to Priscilla, I still think, because Jerry Lee Lewis did the same thing.
Right,
Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis did.
I think people
it was
were
his
like,
cousin.
It was his cousin.
Yeah.
That's
People
a little weird as well.
It's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann is a huge
So good
romantic,
at that.
right? If you look at his work, Moulin Rouge, Strictly Ballroom, Romeo.
Oh,
and
that
Juliet,
guy.
That
Not
guy.
bad. He's
it's,
great.
It's all romance. Great Gatsby. It's all
Yeah,
romantic.
Great Gapple.
Great, yeah. It's all unrequited,
Right.
star-crossed lovers.
Right. Huh.
I think it looks good.
It does look really good.
I'm a big Elvis fan.
And at first, when they, have you seen that actor before? I've never seen that.
I don't think I have seen him before.
I just
Yeah.
know he is Vanessa Hudgens.
Yes.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Is his name Austin?
Austin
something?
someone.
Disney
Yeah.
Great.
Disney guys.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but when at first I was like, I don't look like Elvis, right? But then maybe 20 seconds into the trailer, I'm like, yeah, but he's doing it. And then I
Yeah.
just bought into it. You know what I mean?
And it matures a little bit more into Elvis. He looks more like the 1970s glam Elvis than he does the 1950s Elvis.
Yeah.
But I still think he looks good. It's going to be all about his voice.
Yeah.
If he can pull it off with the voice,
Yeah.
it's going to be good. He's a handsome.
He is a handsome fucker, though, huh?
So is Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis is
This is
nice.
where the prostate is.
Okay, here we
You,
go.
you push.
Here we go. Yeah.
So that's all we have to milk,
That's all
sweetie.
we have to
It's
do, man.
towards
Yeah.
the penis that I would have
But
to
that,
grab.
so that thing that
Look,
he-
it's not that far in.
I know, but
either.
can I just ask you something? This, what is this? What is this?
Prostate.
That's your prostate that I would be milking.
Oh, hold on.
So,
hold on.
is it?
I have a question. Okay.
Go ahead, Dom.
Well, I was going to say,
Yeah.
because I've never had this. I mean, I've had doctors go up there to check stuff. 'Cause
yeah.
What are they checking out? They're checking your prostate.
They are, yeah.
Checking to see if
For
it's enlarged and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. I didn't necessarily feel a great sensation, although I was in a doctor's office. But is it slightly attributed with the sensation of needing to pee? Is it in, or is it like ejaculating?
So, like, I feel like when a female's like G-spot is hit, at least mine, I do get that similar sensation of like thinking that I feel like
I'm
peeing.
gonna pee myself.
But then I never squirt,
Right.
so I don't know if it's the same for men. I just
Well, I
know
learned
that
about
it-
Spanish Fly from the Bill Cosby documentary, and and they say that there's a sensation in a woman, especially, and it's like and when you pee, it gives off the sensation like you're horny or whatever.
What?
Yeah,
Spanish fly it comes from a beetle, right?
a
Yeah.
real beetle.
There's a beetle, and
Yeah.
I think you ingest some of its wing parts,
Yeah.
which is toxic, and that toxicity creates a heat, an allergic reaction around your genitals.
So you just vasodilate, basically.
Sure.
Your blood, you just
Classic vasodilate.
yeah, because that's what an allergic reaction is. You're vasodilated, so the blood flows directly into those widened,
Things become
blood
engorged,
vessels. Yeah,
penises
engorged.
become bigger,
Yeah.
pussies become a little bit more kind of
Right.
full of blood and
Juice.
And engorged, yeah. Because have
Yeah.
you not seen a fully engorged vagina?
Yeah, yours. Anyway, hello. It's beefy.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Though.
Thank you. It is beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
it
it's
is.
beefy.
Beefy and beautiful.
Anyway, I don't
If
want to
you're
do
not
it.
getting it beefy, you're not getting the job
I
done.
know. I don't want to do a 3-hour podcast here.
This is great. We're almost at 2 hours.
I know. We've never. When's the last time we did?
Not a long.
Not a lot.
Long
Yeah,
time
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Long time ago.
Dominic's
We're not doing it anymore. I don't give a fuck. I could do fuck another hour. I don't give a fuck. We're stopping.
it's fun, man.
It's fun. You're
That was-
great.
That was a great question.
You're
Thanks.
great at it. Yeah. Thank you for your. What's his name?
He didn't have Martin.
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 Good luck, Martin.
Good
Good luck,
luck.
Martin. Yeah.
I hope you get your ass ate in 2022.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Good. Me too. Good luck. Anyway, your podcast. Check out your podcast.
Yeah.
I would love to
Let's
do yours as well. And
Let's have the two of you on. Stop being so
I'll-
self-involved. Let's have
and
the
no, I
two.
would love to hear that you're going.
We're in Hollywood. We're like Sunset and Vine. There's a studio right there.
Even if it wasn't anywhere, I would go.
Yeah.
I'm going Thursday, San Diego for Tony's house.
Cool. Oh, wow.
Tony Hawk. I'm going to drive down there. I don't give a fuck.
Ah, that's wicked.
You know what I mean? I would do that. I would go to England for you.
Oh, thanks, Bobby.
Yeah.
And are you back doing stand-up now? What with all the whole
Slowly,
COVID
yeah, slowly, yeah,
concerns?
yeah.
Are
Slowly.
you
If you ever
spending
want to
more-
come,
I'd love to see.
we're gonna
you.
exchange numbers. You
You're
text me and come.
Are you spending more time in Austin because there's a bit of a scene blowing up in Austin, or not really? Fuck Austin.
No, because they
LA for life over here.
no, basically, you know, everyone followed Rogan
Sure.
to Austin, and I'm just an LA guy.
Okay.
I like to be around Koreatown. You know,
I
what
hear.
Yeah,
I love
and,
Koreatown.
Yeah,
I
and
live very close there. I live in Los Feliz.
yeah.
Have you done Kill Tony?
I used to judge it.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, but anyway,
Oh, there's some history there.
there's some. What's in your mouth?
Toothpick.
Okay. With you the nicotine one or the caffeine one?
Caffeine, they're delicious.
They are?
A caffeine toothpick.
Give me a
Try
caffeine.
one?
Let me try one.
I'm okay because I had 2 Red
anyway,
Bulls. I'll be
everybody-
up until the
Weird ending. Talk about ass play for 40 minutes.
I know. So I want to say that you're just a nice guy.
Oh, thanks, bud.
And I knew that then. You know what I mean? I felt that then. And I'd like to have some sort of friendship with you, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll give you my number.
So give him a
What do you
round
guys
of-
do? I mean, are we all kind of the same age? I'm in my mid-40s. Well, you don't have to.
I just turned 50.
But you guys you guys go for
Want to go
dinner?
clubbing? You want to
No,
go clubbing?
not
What the fuck are
really,
you talking
no.
about?
Take him to Cape
I'm just trying to work out if you guys do what I do. I go to I seek out rad restaurants that people think
Dude.
about. and
Oh,
go
yeah.
there.
Dude,
That's my
That's
thing.
all we do.
Like deep dives into the 12 hidden restaurants of LA that are worth doing.
Someone reads Eater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like.
No, we have a goal of eating at all the Michelin stars in LA.
Oh, nice.
I want to go to other countries. I want to go to Mexico City and go to Puyol.
Our favorite one just closed.
Which one?
Kato.
Oh,
No, it's Kato. No, it's back open.
Is it back open?
Was that here?
They're opening in
Kato?
the road DTLA. They have a new space.
wow.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I think that the number one dessert of my life is from Kato.
What was it? Japanese food?
Taiwanese.
It's Taiwanese.
Taiwanese.
Let's all go.
But it's really good.
We should all go.
Yeah, we're huge foodies, and
like food.
But we also love going to Chosun or any of these Korean restaurants and stuff.
Yeah,
You eat
let's do
Korean or
I have eaten Korean barbecue. I really like it.
a lot of meat though?
Lot of meat.
Yeah.
I can work it out with some stuff because I could do mainly veggies, maybe some shrimp type stuff.
Do you go to this vegetarian restaurant, Hope?
No, I don't know Hope.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's nearby, right?
it's one of the best, I think.
I think Hope's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the best, I think. Anyway, I don't want to talk about nothing anymore. I don't want to talk about assholes. I want to talk about Michelin star restaurants.
Wait, but isn't that weird about Michelin?
So good.
But isn't that weird about Michelin?
Yeah, what? What?
Dom, Dominic, 4 more
right.
minutes. You're 2 hours. 4 more minutes.
I've always just thought this is really fascinating.
Yeah.
We all grow up,
Yeah.
once we start being interested in food and stuff, with this highfalutin idea that
Ooh, he said highfalutin.
Gluten.
That's a George
George
Kimmel
word.
word.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
It's
It's a white word. Let's just say that.
It is.
Yeah.
A restaurant is great and legitimately is great when it's had 3 Michelin stars or 2 Michelin stars or even 1 Michelin
Yeah,
star. It's
yeah.
a great restaurant. This is a tire company. It's a company.
Yes.
That's right. That is true.
And
Yeah,
at
yeah.
some point, based on their success of being the biggest tire company in the world, they were like, you know what? We're going to send Frank off around Europe, and he's going to tell us what restaurants are great. And suddenly that became the gold standard. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
a bunch of chefs got together and did it, or a bunch of culinary experts. This is a tire company.
Yeah. Also, their logo is some white
Michelin man.
marshmallow man.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Michelin man.
Michelin man.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
It's
Is
a
that?
Michelin
He's made of
man.
tires.
But is he white?
Yeah, he is white. He's pure white.
So why? How is he a tire if he's
I
white?
don't know.
We don't
Yeah,
know, man.
change the fucking thing. I think it's racist.
You should be black.
You should be a black one.
Michelin
Yeah,
tire.
yeah.
But I'm the same as you guys. I will, if I'm sat at home at night and I'm doing a deep dive into the
Yeah.
internet,
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, the top 15 restaurants that no one knows about in LA that are brilliant, like the unexpected experiences with food in LA. Because LA, alongside New York, has some of the most interesting restaurants, I think.
I think
in
so.
its
A lot of the mom and pop shops are
Okay.
overlooked as well.
What the
They update
Stuff like that.
They
Listen,
update.
I am gonna cut out at least 5 minutes so we don't reach the 2-hour mark.
Oh, I like the drama.
Let them
Yeah.
get the record.
Anyway, yeah, but still, anyway.
Yeah, I know
we
what
had
you're gonna say.
Are we 2 hours?
We have 2 more minutes.
Have you guys been to French Laundry? You know that iconic.
yes.
Have you been?
Oh, no, we haven't been. We were supposed to.
Fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. We're not doing it.
There were
What
2
happened?
places that I was supposed to.
Yeah,
There were
yeah.
2 places that I was supposed to take him for his birthday last year, and one was French Laundry, and the other one was Pujol in Mexico City.
Yeah.
So French Laundry closed because of COVID for a little bit. Is that what?
I don't think that I got the the reservation was too far out. It was way past his birthday. But then I ended up
and also,
sending
who gives
him,
a shit?
I ended up sending him to another place. It was an omakase place that was supposed to be like a 3 because he's into the Michelin star.
I like the Michelin stuff.
But he didn't like it. He didn't like
Oh,
it.
okay,
At all.
well-
It was the first place I went, nah, not for me.
Right.
Because sometimes restaurants are like, this particular animal is very difficult to find. So we just cut it in half and serve it raw. But I don't care about like a purple squid and there's only 6 of them underneath a rock.
You want flavor.
I want flavor. I want to know what they can do with truffle.
Right. Oh, you're a big.
Anyway, I'm done.
30 seconds.
I'm fucking.
We got 30 seconds.
Really?
Are you friendly with Patton Oswalt?
Yeah.
He's big on restaurants, right? He went through a whole tear.
All right, I want to say about Patton something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely Patton.
5 seconds.
5 seconds, and I want to do apologies. I think he's mad at me
Oh,
because he booked me on his Largo show and I didn't show up
Why didn't you show up?
because I was scared.
Oh, you didn't give him the heads up?
And I never gave him the heads up, and I heard he was mad at me. So I
That is rude.
apologize. That was rude, and I
You
apologize.
should maybe
Call
apologize
him?
in person.
Yeah. Not through a podcast.
No, I want to do it through middlemen.
Yeah.
Which is my fans.
Yeah.
The healthy
Safe.
way.
It's healthy and safe.
Do you have his number or his email
I do.
address or
I
something
do.
like that?
I do.
Call him right now.
I mean, dude, that's a professional engagement, right? If I booked someone on a professional engagement and they didn't show up, I would be professional.
Right.
man.
I'll do you a favor. I'll do something right now that I never thought I would ever do in my life.
What, FaceTime him?
No, I'm just gonna text. I'm gonna
Do it.
I'm gonna call him now.
You mean apologize to someone sincerely?
I had bumped into I'd seen him here and there every so often, and then I bumped into him in Los Feliz one day with his daughter, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Pan?" I was getting frozen yogurt, he was getting the same, and we were chatting, and then from there we started chatting a little bit on Instagram, and I heard some podcast that he did where he was saying, "I've been on this culinary search for Michelin star restaurants for like 5 years, and I flew to Vegas to do this thing, I flew to San Francisco and Chicago and all this kind of stuff," and I hit him up on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, Patton, is there could you give me like your favorite 8 restaurants in LA that that are worth going to see?" And I've been ticking them off as we go.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't have his number because he did it through Twitter direct message. Is that DM?
Yeah.
That's DMs.
Yeah, so I will DM him later. I will make that a week priority to reach out and say I'm sorry through the DM. Maybe he'll give me his number then. But if not, fans, go to
Also, at
I
Patton
apologize.
Oswalt.
Right. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. But
post 2 hours, man.
this is probably the longest podcast we've ever done.
Yay! In a while. Yeah.
He's
So good.
Dude, you're so good at what you do.
Thanks.
You have to come. You and Billy have to come back together.
We'll come on our show.
Yeah, and I love.
I have one more question.
Okay.
I'll rip your eyes out.
You want that?
What are your thoughts on the mantis shrimp?
I like the mantis shrimp.
Me too.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to go too close to it if
Right.
it was in a bad
Yep.
mood because it fires like a gun, right?
Right.
But beautiful colors.
So pretty.
Beautiful animal. You can't keep them in tanks because they'll explode.
And they're so loud.
Yeah. Sorry, Bobby. Yeah, beautiful animal.
Give him a round of applause.
Thanks, guys. That was great. I love you guys' studio as well.
That was so good.